Hello,
Hey,
how are you?
just fine.
Good. Lindy from City Savings.
All right.
Good, good. Yeah. Nice to see you.
Likewise.
Is your business still running? You still have that, the shoes and all
Uh,
the?
we've actually. It's still running, but 5 years ago, daughter got really sick, so she's been living with us for a while. 2 years ago, my wife so my attention has gone elsewhere. But I need to place this, get in position. Hey, there he is. How's she doing? Good. We're gonna add it at the end of.
Right here? Yeah. I forgot to void it, but it didn't work on there. It didn't put on there.
Okay.
So you're aware.
Is that out here then?
It's not on there because it was underneath at my paper and I forgot to void it when I did the checks
Okay.
or the, this one.
Okay. But so it's not in here though.
It's not in there. It's missing
Oh.
because I had it under the paper and Mary called and said you forgot, and I'm like, yeah, I did.
Well, you made it. How was your weekend? Good. I'm sorry to be back. I was driving when I read it, and then I thought, mental. Somehow just got lost in all my. Yeah. Come back an hour and go through the kids. And then you're ready to leave again. Yes, not much to do wrong.
Oh, yeah. All right, thank you.
It's their agenda.
Is that Jeff? Straight back. That's Jeff.
There you go.
There's more chairs in the hallway down here. Well, you go.
I know. I just finished reading the whole thing.
No.
That's what I asked.
Yeah.
Are you watching out the window?
No, ma'am.
For you know who?
No, I will if you need me to.
No. I think when it finally hit her, she realized. Yeah. Yeah.
She wasn't. No, I agree with you, but absolutely.
So these are down by the cemetery than that direction. It's amazing they don't actually put the road name on it.
Run. Yeah. There you go.
Better need to see my own.
I don't know, I have days where I think I
For
could make
somebody
that
that's dog out there, I tried to catch it, but it's. Oh,
Loose dog.
It's probably the neighbor's dog.
I really don't.
Is anybody here come with a pug?
Little pug's running loose, it's got tags on it, but
He's
it's
next door.
anybody. He lives next door.
He lives next door.
He's gonna get hit if it keeps running.
Does he?
Discarded.
Yeah, he's trying to get it.
He's a pug.
Oh, you come live with me.
So his neighbor's pug was in our.
Boy,
Sitting in the car.
Bring him on in. The neighbor's pug.
here he comes. You'll see him.
Yeah, he's really good.
Is he with somebody?
No,
Oh,
my
he's right
gosh,
at the door.
Okay.
they used to have one, her name was Babe. She had long colored, multicolored brown hair. She would come over here all the time.
Bunny.
Oh, she's still out there.
Patty can change with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the schedule made up?
Yeah, but she messed it up.
I'll work her out.
It has to be the dentist.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the,
She's on the, stop.
she crossed over. It's okay.
She's a crossover.
We've all crossed.
I don't think so.
What?
She doesn't have to have it, you.
Voting.
She hasn't either.
No, I have
So
not.
during early voting, we have to have a Republican and a Democrat.
Yes.
Hey, we had 3 days that she wasn't it. Yeah, she's causing trouble, so I have to get
All right,
my other ladies to switch.
you ready? All right, call the meeting to order, 6 o'clock. Start with an invocation. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us engage in meaningful discussions, allow us to grow closer as a group, and nurture the bonds of community. Amen. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And roll call.
Davis,
Here.
Worth here, Miller,
Here.
Brower,
Here.
Zelinski.
Here.
Go ahead and open public comment at 6:01.
Hi, my name is Lindy Evans. I'm a resident of Blaine Township, employed by State Savings Bank, but I'm here as a representative of the Benzie County Chamber Board of Directors. Just two things to invite you to. This coming Thursday is our Off the Clock event. It's going to be held at Lucky Dog. It starts at 5 o'clock and goes until 7. And then on Monday, which is what Rich is handing out right now, it's a reminder, it's our final Benton County Chamber sponsored municipal mingle event. So all of the politicians, local and state, are invited, and the public is invited. It gives you an opportunity on a very casual basis just to come in and ask questions of people running for office, and just in a comfortable environment. There will be refreshments and soft drinks. So that's at Lucky Dog this coming Monday from 3 to 5, the municipal mingle. And the after hours is this Thursday from 5 until 7, all at Lucky Dog. And I misspoke. Monday is at St. Ambrose. Monday's municipal bingo is at St. Ambrose. It's printed in the document I just handed out. So, are there any questions?
The full plan.
Thank you very much.
Any other public comment? Oh,
Jim Clark, one of the members of the planning commission has asked me to take a look at a proposal, an application for a special use permit off of, Brownell Road, Kings Trail and Brownell's. Couple issues that I see. First off, this proposal, this is kind of going towards Mary too, is putting it as a special use permit. You're actually wanting to put in a commercial, they call it outdoor storage. I'm not exactly sure what that means, whether it's enclosed or outdoor, but there's phase one, phase two, and phase three. This is actually not correct. It should be rezoning, because this is a residential property. So the premise behind it is wrong. The other issue that I see, and that was kind of an aside, there's a survey that shows 4 parcels that have been split. Each parcel is 2.49 acres. I'm kind of wondering who did this split, who authorized this split? Because I asked that question of the member of the planning commission. There was nothing brought about. Our standard is 2.5, and 2.49 is wrong. We want to find out who did this.
Wonder how old is it, you know? I know it's for the planning commission to deal with,
Yeah.
not us, but,
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Right.
okay.
Yep. Can you get me those parcel numbers after the meeting and I'll look into it?
Sure. For some sort of storage.
That hasn't been brought to me either.
Yeah,
There's
that's,
be a storage for a building. I haven't seen a site.
Haven't seen anything yet.
I think it's coming to the next meeting.
I haven't seen an agenda for that.
Yeah.
Complaint. And I'm gonna direct it at you since you're probably the whatever it said on there.
Okay.
My name's Cammie Freeman. I'm a part of a scrapbooking group who pays to rent this area 2 days out of the month, a Friday and a Saturday. And we've been doing so for about 5 years. We have never had a problem until about a year ago. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say names, but when Teresa, your treasurer, started having issues with Rose, the clerk. Rose is part of my scrapbooking group. She has been all 5 years. Teresa will show up on a Friday, Saturday, sometimes even both days while we're scrapbooking. She has literally slammed that door because we've been too loud. There are 10 to 12 of us in this group that show up each month. So you can imagine a bunch of women are going to be loud. I guarantee you, had this been a baby shower or a bridal shower held by anyone other than Rose, the door would never have been slammed. Teresa again showed up on a Friday when we were scrapbooking, and she called the police on Rose because Rose parked in the handicap spot to unload her vehicle with her scrapbooking supplies. Why didn't Teresa just ask Rose to politely move her car from the handicap spot? Because as quoted in the Record Eagle article printed on September 15th of 24, Teresa has a, quote, personality conflict, unquote, with Rose. So this was merely Teresa's way to poke the bear, so to speak, as we took it. We brushed it off, gave Rose a hard time, and on Saturday I thought it would be funny for Rose to drive in and see a scrapbooking cart out in the handicap spot. Again, Teresa was there. She came into the room and rudely told us to remove the cart. It wasn't
This-
Teresa.
Oh.
It was somebody else.
It was her deputy, I believe.
It was not me. I was not here. I did not call the police, and my name is not Teresa. And yeah, so at least say my name correctly if you're gonna fill the room with false accusations.
Okay, I can do that. I know somebody else that has the same name, but still Teresa. So.
It was her deputy.
Okay, so your deputy came in and rudely told us to move the car. This past weekend, our group met again. On Friday, around 3:30, Jim Brower, the trustee, and another man entered the area to scrapbook. They decided to go work on the video system, uninvited and unannounced. They did not ask if they could come in. They just came in, set up the laptop at our food table, which is right behind us, and started working. They were there nearly 2 hours. Many of us, and we're all women, felt awkward and uncomfortable having these men listening to our conversations in a space that, let me point out again, we rented. This is a private group, and some of our conversations are private and personal. The men were requested to leave after 2 hours, which thankfully they did. Going back to the Record Eagle article from September, Jim Brower stated, and I quote again, "I don't have an agenda other than stopping nonsense. What our scrapbooking group has been experiencing this last year has been total nonsense. It seems to me the nonsense that needs to be stopped is the nonsense by Therese and Jim." In this same article, Therese states, rather than revisit the past, she's focused on building working relationships with her colleagues. Really? Because this is not what I call a working relationship. Going, let me see, to Township's website shows the office is closed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm wondering why Therese and Jim are even here while we're scrapbooking. And I'm wondering why the scrapbooking group is being harassed. I can only assume it's because Rose is in our group. And to mention again, if it had been a bridal shower or a baby shower, none of these things would happen. I guarantee it. We're not in junior high, we are adults. The harassment of my scrapbooking group, which includes Rose, must stop now. I'm done being harassed when it comes. My request going forward is that Therese and Jim not be allowed to be in the building during our scrapbooking events. We only have 2 weekends out of the month. There's 28 other days for them to come in and do whatever work they need to do. We rent the space like any other group, and we request to be respected by it like any other group. One last thing I would like to know is if the township board had approved Therese and Jim to hold a gathering with coffee and donuts at the Bendon Hall to speak with the community. My guess is no. But they did on Saturday, October 5th from 10 to noon. Do they not think laws apply to them? The Michigan Township Association campaign materials on township property says, quote, "It is not lawful for township-owned office space or other property to be used expressly advocate to vote against or for a candidate or a ballot question," end quote. Bendon Hall is owned by the Inland Township, making the building township-owned property. Therese and Jim violated the law, which is a misdemeanor, and Attorney General Dana Nessel has already been notified of this violation. I do not live in this township, but I do enjoy coming here to scrapbook with my friends. To quote Jim from the Record Eagle, "Mines are like parachutes. They don't work unless they're open." I hope the residents of the township have their minds and their eyes open. Better community, better relationships, transparency seems only if you're on their side.
I would like to address your concerns. First of all, our jobs are not tied to the hours that we post on the website or on the doors. Our jobs are required to be done, and we get paid a salary to do them. I have come in this building many, many Fridays and many, many weekends to do my job, and I will continue to do that because my job needs to get done. And I have never intentionally slammed a door on anybody. That I don't know. Honestly, since the window was changed in the building there, these doors do slam. The front door slams open in that, so I apologize if you think I've slammed a door on you. I have never done that. I have never interrupted your meetings. I have quietly gone into my office and done my job. This is harassment of me.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, it is
So
not.
I'm not going to get back and forth with you, but I am going to tell you that I am going to continue to come in this building if I need to do so to do my job.
Not during scrapbooking time.
I don't come in this room. You rent.
You have
this
come
room.
in this room before.
I came in this room one time in the very beginning of my starting here because I was not aware that it was a private group. I came in here, I thought that it was a township activity. I questioned and I was rudely told to leave and I immediately
You
did.
have 2 days that you don't have to work your Fridays and Saturdays. It's all we're asking. Is 2 days.
I don't necessarily have time outside of those Fridays to get my
Then
job
come in
done.
before 10 or come in before noon.
That office you're not renting. I'm sorry.
This office we are.
I don't come in this office.
But
And I will-
here and you're bothering
You make it
us.
uncomfortable for us.
Because
I'm
Rose
sorry,
is here,
I'm here
you
to
don't
do
need
my
to be
job and that needs to get done. I'm not gonna argue with you, I'm gonna do my job.
here. I'm not arguing, I'm telling you.
And I'm telling you, I'm gonna do my job.
Then do it other than when we scrapbook. We're only here 2 days out of 28 or 30 days.
As township officials, we have the legal right to be here
Anytime.
at any time. We do not, when this is rented out, we should not be in this room.
Okay.
Or the kitchen.
Then going forward, I better not see your face. Just saying.
I'm not, so I just want to clarify the rules because are they renting the kitchen as well? Are
Yes.
we not allowed?
Yes, we
I'm
are.
not asking you, I'm asking the board.
Well,
Is
then
that
I'm
part of the
looking over
rental?
here, So I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it's the bathroom, kitchen and
So we're not allowed to use the restroom overnight or
No.
here either? So we
No.
can't get a drink?
it's a public restroom.
I want to make sure the rules are clear.
And again, you're looking at me, so I'm thinking you're talking.
I'm
to me, so
looking
you're-
at the entire
you're looking at
audience.
the board, so,
Is
yes.
there any other public comment?
My name is William Swardown. I live at 16341 Brundage Road. How soon we forget that people have been threatened with physical damage from people on this board to other members on this board. I personally called the police on the handicapped people because I'm a handicapper. And I call them wherever I see it. I don't care where it is. It could be here, it could be Traverse City. I'm gonna continue to do it. You people need to get this out of your mind of attacking two people, okay? You gotta stop it.
You just to unload her stuff and then she was looking.
Well, it don't matter. It was there for over 2
So
hours.
are you the gentleman that called?
Yes, I am. And I'm called every day.
And your wife would be?
Who cares about my wife? I'm
I
talking
care
about me.
Your wife.
Talking about me.
Public comments.
All right.
Mr.
Okay.
Tapped all the-
Okay, guys.
I'm sorry, but these
Yeah,
people are out of line.
Apologize.
Let's conduct business. Just don't forget how this started, okay? Somebody threatened somebody.
Apologies, I'm sorry.
Is there any more public comment?
20 minutes.
All right.
Is there a policy when you're renting this? That if other people, come, I understand the offices, but when they come into here, if you're renting the building. it's
Hey,
room?
I don't know the policy. I
It-
haven't
it's always-
dug
it's-
into it. I didn't realize it had been or was an issue, so
Yeah.
we'll look into it. All right. Close public comment at 6:14. All right, approval of meeting agenda.
We need to add under reports, number 13, the assessor's report.
Yes, and then also I wanted to push Parks and Rec up to the top. So that,
To number one then.
yeah, just so somebody can get to their appointments.
I'd like to add, unfinished business number 2, the assessor's contract.
All right, any other changes?
Well, I would like to add under new business, recording our meetings and our minutes.
Okay, so who's actually making the motion? We got all that stuff.
Oh, well, I just wanted to get all the.
Yep, we got
All
that.
right,
I can move to approve the meeting agenda with the additions.
I'll second.
Are there more copies of the agenda on?
They should be on the table there.
It's the office.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Approval of consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda with the correction under prepaid bills. Number 15, check number 15441 is actually a voided check that was underneath a piece of paper and I forgot to void that. So I have it here. It is voided. And to also add unpaid bills 15443 through 15461, totaling $32,010.15.
Let's say that again. 32.
010 $0.15.
I would like to remove the financial reports. I still do not have a treasurer's report.
I turned that into I put it right on your desk.
I have it.
And then Rosemary also tried to print it out and give it to you and you told her, wait,
I said,
I put it in there.
I asked her to wait until Thursday when if you were gonna add the interest, because she didn't know.
But I reprinted it, I signed it, I put it in there.
It was
You
not on
can
the
probably
desk.
check the cameras and see it. I'm all
Okay.
gonna say. I will happily reprint it for you later.
All I'm saying is I want that removed from the consent agenda because I don't have it.
Well, that's the only report you don't have, Mary.
Mhm.
All the other reports are there.
Right? But I don't have her report to match, to go through and look and see if it goes with yours. We're supposed to be able to balance the two and make sure they're correct.
Yeah.
I don't have it, so that's why I'm saying that.
We can take a recess
Yep.
and I can gladly reprint it for you. It was put in the office to be included in the packet.
Let's call a quick recess
Please do.
at 6:18.
Shouldn't be talking. They shouldn't be talking.
I didn't see the numbers on there, but these four,
All right.
so.
I'll just copy it real quick.
That's okay.
That looks like a deep one.
Yeah.
It's a certificate of survey. There should be a date on that. 2024. Oh, wow.
If it's 24, then it's John's.
Yeah, it is. There's a
What's
land
the date?
division. There's a land division.
Yeah, what's the date?
February.
February?
No, February and May.
Yeah.
Have to look at it.
And I knew when we did this, there was an issue where if he split one, he would end up with a 2.4, but the other ones weren't.
They should have all been two. Well, it should have only been able to be split 3 ways.
Right.
You do some of that. Good question. Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, the well, sure, it doesn't put out now, so it's all around and so, I mean, that was a sin. Going through ISO, what, 2 years ago.
But Mary does the 2.5 just for residential though? Is this commercial?
It's not right now.
No, it's in residential, I think. He's
Yeah. Plus, he's got 2 buildings on here.
It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I was gonna look at this date and give this back to you.
No, I don't need it.
Oh, then I'll take it with me. Then I can check my calendar.
Okay.
I remember doing this when we split, because one was already split off at like 2.5. And then,
But where's the 2.5 one?
well, that's what I'm, I
Oh,
wonder if these are proposed or if this, I don't know, I'll have to dig into it.
Yeah. Well, because sometimes they give you the survey, they do a survey
Mhm.
to see if it can be split that way, and then you guys have to, the land division has to approve it.
Yeah.
wait, if this was 11 was Sunday. No. Oh, October 21st. I didn't see this until right now. Reading October 21st.
I think you just have a sprinkler.
21st.
It's right
I'll
before,
have to-
it's next Monday, right before, planning commission.
Yeah. We'll have to Look at that calendar. Well, they fly.
Why's been in here all week. And
One, I think one has electrical.
told you she'd make
Who is this? And where is this for the business?
He owns.
And they're looking,
Mhm. And his son is buying that piece of property down there.
And just so you know,
And
Rose and I also agreed that if she ever needed that for the packet, that I would be happy to email it directly to the printer here, which I can do, but I never got a call or request for it because I did put it on the desk.
All right.
I made a couple extra. You want to go make some more? I don't know how long you want to be gone. Thank you.
All right, call the meeting back to order, 6:23.
And on the consent agenda, are we gonna finish that? Because we're gonna approve the minutes. There's some other things that need to be changed in here.
So you want to pull the minutes?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right,
can
so
wait a minute so I can check
Yep.
over this. Thank you.
That was actually.
I have one, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so
So approve the consent agenda voiding check number 15441, adding the unpaid to 15443 through 15461 totaling 33,010.15 and removing the minutes.
I will second that.
Second,
Go on, roll call.
Brower,
Yes.
Miller,
yes.
Zelinski,
Yes.
Worth, yes, Davis.
Yes. All right, minutes.
The red number there.
You want to go over the ones that need to be changed? This one is, it's just a small typo here where you have the 15415 scratched out.
Yep,
It needs to be changed there.
Yep.
And then on this move to approve consent agenda, and you have, and add unpaid, and then numbers there, total 13 checks, but it says 3 additional checks.
oh, it was supposed to say and 3 additional checks.
Okay, and then Parks and Rec. I'm confused here because we have the tree swing replacement. We did not approve that, correct?
No, that was
But
what was
it's been done.
discussed.
We'll get to that later. And then was there a land committee report given by you last month? Because I didn't think so.
Briefly state,
Yeah.
he said that they hadn't gotten together and reported on anything, so.
And then last, just 2 more little things. This is just, I don't, so on some of these it says excuse Mary or Miller. couple say excused. They should either all say excused on there.
Okay,
And then also the Fire Association, where it says move to work towards severing ties on the books with the
What
Fire
number?
Association, 2, under finished business, Fire Association,
okay.
keeping all the current funds. I would like that to be restated because that makes it sound like I said keeping us, the township, keeping the funds. And I said letting the Fire Association
Well,
keep all the current funds. So I just like that wording to be
Fire
clarified,
Association, keep all the current
Mhm.
funds
please.
and write a check, yeah.
Yep. Thank you. That's it.
Now, there's a change under unfinished business 1. Well, it says Bauer addressed the current contract with the assessor. Davis said it would be taken up with the attorney. Needs to be added, because in fact, we did take it up with the attorney.
And I was gonna add, before we even got into the approval of the meeting agenda, that I had addressed why I was leaving early, and I thought it would be nice to have it back in here.
You'd like to have that.
Because I said I had made a commitment for the summer to be involved with a local organization of over 70 members that met Mondays from 7 to 9. And I said, we used to start at 5, our meetings used to be over by 6 or 6:30, and there wasn't a problem. But now our meetings are like 3 hours long, and I was being late to everything. And so that's why I was leaving early. And I wanted that included on this also.
As long as they approve that, yeah.
All right, I make a motion, we approve the September 9, 2024 minutes with the changes.
Second.
All-
Yeah, all in favor?
All in favor.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Correspondence. This was just an email I got from a citizen. Hello, my wife and I just wanted to say thank you to the fire department staff that showed up at our house with Benzie EMS to assess and transport her to Munson Medical Center. Their quick response, along with the staff at Munson, likely saved her life. Though we thought it was possible food poisoning, ended up being an emergency open heart surgery for a dissected aorta. Again, please thank them for us and for all you do. Sincerely, Terry and Chris Bebelheimer. Terry and Chris Bebelheimer.
The name doesn't sound, but I usually don't try to listen to it.
That was nice.
All right, and then guests, we have Forest North Rescue.
Hello, it's nice to meet all of you. My name is Barb Birdsong, and I am the vice president of the board for Horse North Rescue. And for those of you who don't know us, we're sort of your new neighbors over on North Betsy River Road at 1476 North Betsy River Road. A little bit about us, and I won't go on and on. We've been around since 2005. And what we do is we take in abandoned, abused, neglected, surrendered horses. We rehabilitate them and we find forever homes. So we're kind of like a humane society for 1,000-pounders. It's kind of what I call us. Horses eat a lot, and yes, they poop a lot. But they're hopefully your best neighbors, and that's what we're trying to be over on North Betsy River. As part of our funding, we exist completely on donations, grants, and fundraising. Unlike many of the humane societies where they can get government funds, we can't, or they're typically not available to us. So we host events. We just had one on Saturday. We had a fall festival and tax sale. Hopefully we were respectful of all of our neighbors. It was a great event. hopefully it doesn't cause anybody any commotion. We only hold those once or twice a year, so it's not gonna be often. As part of our funding though, or our funding sources, we try, to apply for grants. And one of the grants that we have applied for in the past, when we lived over on Richardson Road, just north of Lake Ann, we were there at the kindness of a homeowner on about 3 acres of her land. We now have 10 acres, and so we've tripled in size in the number of horses that we have taken in. Our costs are a lot more, and so therefore we apply for grants as part of our funding sources. One of the grants that we applied for brings me here tonight, because we applied for the tribe grant, the Iowa Chippewa tribal grant, the 2% funds. When we were in Lake Ann, we received that grant for 3 years. And what happens with that grant is that the tribe, if we receive a portion of the funds, part of the 2%, the tribe is actually not allowed per law, per federal law, to write a check to any business or nonprofit. The funds must go through a government agency. Hence, that's why I'm here tonight. I wanted to meet you all anyway, but part of the reason I came is to ask your agreement and your permission, and if Inland would shepherd those funds, if we receive them, shepherd the funds through your account, and then you would write a check to us. It happens once a year, so the money comes in once a year, you write one check, and then at the end of that period, we do a reporting. So we would of course give you a copy of how we spent those funds. Those funds would be used for hay, which runs us between hay, vet, and farrier is over $30,000 for us a year. And so we apply for these grants. In the past, we've asked for 5,000. We received 2 years, we received 5,000. Third year, we received 8,000. Last year, we asked for 10,000 and we got none. So we're asking this year for another 8,000 to 10,000, which really, really helps us, as you can well imagine. So I'm asking on behalf of Horse North Rescue, if Inland Township, if you would be willing to shepherd these funds and be our, I don't know what you call it, facilitator.
Pastor. It would go through our trust and agency account.
We need to make a motion to discuss it.
No, I was just letting them know.
I'll make a motion that we shepherd the 2% tribal gaming to then pass it on to Horse North Rescue if they receive the grant.
I'll second.
Well, I'd like to say that it sounds like a very lovely organization, and I'm glad that you are there to do it. I have a couple of major concerns, and I don't think that we can vote on this until we have the full legality of whether we can do that or not. There is also a state law and a township law that says we cannot make a donation to any kind of organization, and not even another nonprofit organization. So by us writing a check, that's making a donation. And so we have to find out. I know that Elmira did it. I talked to them today. They're not sure that it was really legal to do either. So it's a kindness thing that they did. And I'm not okay with not doing things legally. So I'm not saying that I'm voting no, but I think that there's some more research that needs to be done to protect the township first.
Okay. And I'm happy to leave you with a copy of the application, which cites all of the federal law that the tribe operates under.
That'd be great, because then,
Absolutely.
yeah, that would be awesome. And I know that, so they have a law that they have to give it to us, right? And because Elmira's gotten fire department grants from them as well. So there are laws that they can give it to us. But the part about us giving it then to you, even though you've done all the work for it, that's the part that I'm not sure is legal.
I completely understand. And I'm sure you've heard, like I've heard, met most people in this room, there's many nonprofits that
Right.
benefit from there. So I'm happy to help you with any information that we possibly can.
Right,
to
there
help
has to
that.
be a statue, I believe, that the tribe has created, and I couldn't look that up because I wasn't sure what tribe it was, that they have to create it, and if they have done that, then it could be possibly legal, but we need to find that out first.
Yeah, I think we'll probably be able to do it. It says here on the tribes operating under 1993 federal law consent judgment between state and tribes are required to make semi-annual 2% payments directly to local units of government. So I think if we pass this by our attorney, we'll get the okay to do
It's-
that.
Well,
It's-
definitely, I contacted the MTA and, actually got a response from, Catherine Maltrup, who is their attorney, but always underscores that she cannot give a legal opinion to us. And in short, from her reply, the specific answer will depend on your township receiving specific legal guidance from the township attorney. So the board should get specific legal guidance from its attorney before feeling compelled to vote for any aspect of it.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Well.
I said,
this-
as we check with our attorney.
We are all in favor, but we learned, we went to a session in April, the MPA, and learned that in fact, the township cannot, just as Therese said, give money to any, no matter how worthwhile charity. And the issue that still is unclear, and I'd like a legal opinion, not just an opinion in email, but on letterhead from our attorney, that the 2% can go to the government agencies, and it can go for things like, we can take money in and spend it on fire equipment. That's perfectly legal. We can't take money in and give it to the Boy Scouts, no matter what good they're doing. So if there is, and I like the terminology pass through, if there is a way to do it, we'll definitely do it. Even if our attorney is not necessarily 100% correct, as long as we have something from our attorney,
Of course.
I'm all in.
Thank you. I totally understand. You need to dot your i's and cross your t's. There is, just so you know, there is a closing date on this application of November 30.
November 30th, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so if you came back next board meeting, you have all the paperwork already, you said, so we can
I have
see
it
that.
here, and I can leave this with you.
That'd be great.
Sure.
Thank you.
Perfect. And any assistance you can give our attorney, move it along, and hopefully we can vote on this next November.
Wonderful, thank you.
Might want to ask the county too. County might have.
I was just thinking.
Yeah, the county just
County
did it,
does
right?
For like, the trails.
It has something to do with the writing of the tribe that gives the grant, so they probably know, but we couldn't look that up until we knew the tribe.
But like the Betts Valley Trail,
Mhm.
they asked for a 2% grant. The county goes through this every year with multiple different agencies like them, that it goes through the county. They come here because it's through, they
Right.
use the township to use the
Right.
Butte Township.
This is unfortunately is kind of the same situation that that we've already
Yeah,
been
but
in, so, yeah.
They might have an answer for you, or.
Yeah, I'll call them.
Letterhead that you can show our attorney too, for what they're doing. It's
All right.
nice to have.
Good to know. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thanks, all of you.
Yep.
We'll work with you.
Right.
Are we-
You're making a motion
Thank you.
to table until next month then?
Well, we made a motion on this. We just need to either run it through or just
We can table the motion until next month.
table it. Mm. So,
All right, Parks and Rec.
Okay. I have a couple things to read. First of all, I want to report that we had a nice little work crew on Saturday, working on finishing up the trail. We're almost done with them. We put 4 benches together and placed them where they need to go. And 3 picnic tables are put together, thanks to my son and my 11-year-old granddaughter. Who loves to do that kind of stuff. But, so we're making progress in finishing up the projects for this year. There's two things, I have three things that I want to ask you for money for. So I'll start with the easy stuff. We'd like 2 more benches. Replace the 4 that we had, but, we would like to order 2 more of the ones that don't have the backs on them, because they were going up into the scene.
Are you talking about the new park?
The Lamb Road Park, I'm sorry, yes, this is all about the Lamb Road
Okay.
Park. That's the only one I know anything about.
Okay.
So I have a potential order. I started an order with Treetop Products, that's where we got them before. To get 2 benches would be $657.70. So I give you this, get this to Rose in time to
That's
make
about
copies for
half,
everybody.
I'm assuming, right? Because we're,
Yeah, we usually,
That's for
just
2 of
usually
them.
do the shipping.
yeah,
They're really nice benches. They're made with recycled plastic
plastic.
milk jugs and stuff, they'll last forever. A couple of our young volunteers carved them up.
No
Took
pictures.
the woods and put them where they needed to go, so. So that's the first request.
Do we need them now, or would spring be a
I
better
would rather have them now.
time?
I would rather have them now. I mean, we could wait till spring, but
The price could go up.
they're really nice. You know, there are people who actually are walking those trails. There were two women over there while we were working with 2 little bitty dogs.
But are they gonna walk and
They walk,
with 3 feet of snow,
no, they're gonna snowshoe.
Patty?
Snowshoe. We don't have to have them this winter, but it would be, I'm just trying to get some things finished.
Yeah,
That's all. I mean, that's my goal is to get our little to-do list done before the snow falls. Anyway. The other thing that we need is more of those little tree tags. And I did look into, maybe painting the trees instead of putting more tags up, but the paint's expensive. They don't have the colors I want. And, I'd rather just go with the ones that we've got, that we've been using, but we've used them all. And one of the trails in particular really needs quite a few of them. Because you have to put them on both sides of the tree, otherwise nobody sees them until they're
right.
right underneath it, and we put some of them up in ways that are not particularly effective, so I've had to go around and move them around a little bit. So what I want is, three of the colors, I only need 20 of them, but one of the colors, I need 40 of them.
Can you
So-
order them individually?
Huh?
Can you order individually, or
I
is
can
it
order, yes, you can.
per the
order-
100 or?
Yeah, you can order them that way rather than the 100. I don't really, some colors we don't really need that many, so. So I'd like to order it that way, just get the ones we need separately.
You're gonna need different nails too, aren't you?
I have nails. We have nails. We bought nails at H.R. Some of the supplies that we use are things that basically I've donated. I don't bother giving you bills for these things. Nails and tree tape, stuff like that. The trees that we were going to plant this year that are sitting in my vegetable garden, being watered, I'm not gonna do this year. It just got to be too much. Don't have the labor power to do it. They're gonna sit somewhere else. I never charged the township for them anyway, so you don't own them. Yet, and I wasn't gonna charge you until I saw whether they made it, so that they were alive trees. So we'll put them somewhere on my land for the winter and see how they get through the winter. If they're still looking good then, and we have people to plant them, they'll be good. The other real issue, that I've been working on this last week or so is the oak wilt problem. And it's really complicated stuff. As you know, I met with the forester, Ellie Johnson, a couple of times, got some opinions about what needs to be done. There's three things that you can do and probably should do all 3 at some point. One is inoculating the trees that are still alive with something that will keep them from getting the oak wilt. Trenching, which is the big deal, where you have to trench a certain width of of the land in a fairly deep trench, and you have to get the trench from the DNR, and you have to know how to do it. So I met with Partials today, and they have that access to that right now.
Right, right. Matt called in, to clarify what he put on there.
Yeah.
They and the DNR both recommend the trenching. It's a 5-foot, trench thing.
What they call it, ditch witch.
Yeah, and the ditch witch, and they are able to get that from the DNR at this time.
Right, they have it.
And that's the recommended. DNR does not recommend injecting the trees. They recommend doing just doing the trench and let, as Matt said, the little island, he says you might have some trees die in it or whatever, but they'll take care of themselves. But that is the recommended way to go.
Yeah, and they have to
Instead of-
cut a pretty big
Yeah,
swath, and so he was over there. This other person that I had look at it last week, Arbor Tech Outdoors. I met with this guy out there, and
She has.
he wanted to do the
oh,
injection
no, she's got those.
first and wait on the trenching, and that was his opinion. And the other issue is removing the dead trees. When do you do it? They both agree that that has to happen. So I'm inclined to say go with Partials because he made sense. And he's certified, and he's just been through some more things as far as Oak Wilt goes. He seems to know what he's talking about.
Yeah, he
So
has to do
the
constant
trenching
training.
itself costs $6,545.
The tree.
Huh?
The trees.
No.
No.
For the trench.
For the whole trenching, Patty.
They go around.
We never did trenching in Inland Township, did we?
No, he didn't.
There was a lot of those little things.
Yeah, and it's still spreading.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What we're trying to do is stop it from spreading to the really big, beautiful, gorgeous.
What does the injection do?
Huh?
What's the injection do?
The injection prevents the fungus. It's like a.
Like a vaccine.
Like a vaccine. Gives it some immunity. The trenching cuts through the roots because this oak wilt moves through the roots. About 75% of it moves through the roots. The rest of it is airborne. But the trenching gets rid of much more of it than anything. So it's a process that's expensive, but this would be $6,500 for
the
1,100
trenching.
1,100 feet of trenching.
right,
It's
and
expensive by the foot, and there's some trees that they would have to cut out to,
yes, those
Make
dead
the
ones, he
trenching
said the
constant.
dead ones that are right there, he said they would take those. They
well,
would-
that's a different part of the proposal. There's the trenching, and there's some trees that have to be removed to do the trenching, which would cost an additional $925. And then there's the removal of the dead trees.
Those big huge oaks that
They
are
don't
by the
have-
drive.
yeah, that they would do, Partials would do that winter dormant, in other words, they would wait till winter to get them down, but they would want to, pick up the logs, they wanna chip things, they wanna do a whole lot of stuff with that wood. The other guy that I talked to said, you don't need to bother taking those trees down till spring, let them continue to die, they're dead. Take them down in the spring, and he would leave the logs there. He would chip up the top part, leave the logs there for anyone who needed firewood.
Well, Partial
Because
would
they're
probably
dead
do
by
that
then.
too if you asked
They
him.
might do that too. I didn't get to talk to him about
Yeah,
that.
he would probably do
He
that.
would probably do that, but if he does the tree removal, it's another $4,900 too, so. This is all a very expensive process. We're talking about over $10,000 more, probably
Yeah.
$12,000 worth of work.
The work at Oak Wilt all over.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
everywhere.
This park has
Dave?
mostly red oak and white pine. That's what most of the park is.
Yeah,
So that's the dominant feature. You hate to lose these monster oak trees.
you know,
We're gonna be able to stop it? That's the question. Is it all
Well,
around there?
We have them confined, it's moving in from the road, and we know where we have to put the trench to stop it from spreading any further that way. I mean, if it were me, I would inoculate some of those trees on the other side of the trench too. just to be sure.
Why does the DNR say not recommended?
I don't know that. I didn't get a chance to,
He didn't say, Matt didn't say why, he just says the DNR does not recommend, inoculating. He didn't go into
I think
detail.
maybe because it doesn't last for more than a couple of years. you know, so it's not-
What is the cost of that?
That would be for the guy who I talked to before, would be $4,900.
Is that kind of like what they would use for the MLS for?
I don't know what they did. I
It's
just-
usually like
This other guy who is Arbor Tech Outdoors, he marked the trees that he thought should be inoculated. So they're already marked over there with green tape if you want to look at them. And I have the numbers of 31 trees altogether. For $4,900.
Are those trees on the safe side of the trench that we're proposing?
I assume.
They're beyond where the trench is going.
Yes. On the other side.
I mean, it's, the oak grove is moving from east to west. It's already moved through the Wilkinson's property, which is just around the corner. So it's, it's moving, and it's moving right towards some really nice trees.
You know, Matt called me when he was at Inland, he says it's moving through there pretty good too.
Yeah,
Not just what Ott is marked, so.
but for us, it's, for the park, it's confined to this one corner right now.
Okay,
It's the northeast corner, where the entrance is, where the park entrance is.
Did either of these firms suggest, a prognosis that, if we trench, there's 70%, 90% chance that we save, or
I
is
didn't,
it just prolong the inevitable?
well, the guy I talked to today, Matt, seemed to think that would do a pretty good job, the best job of stopping it. But I would want to add the additional inoculation of the trees on the other side, just particularly, there's just a few of them that are really big and beautiful, and they're beyond the range of the roots. So if you could protect them now, I would want to do that. But anyway, I'm recommending we go ahead with the trenching because he's got the equipment right now to do it. He's only got it for, a short period of time. In other words, waiting till next meeting won't work.
I got a question about, we went through this on Sanford Lake about 12 years ago. And we lost all the old trees from the road all the way to the lake, and the neighbor just bought the property, and he had these guys come in, dig these huge trenches through there, and they tore that property up. And the thing is, he had to have somebody else come in and clean it all up afterwards and put it back like they did when they put the gas line in. Somebody's got to groom that again. Make sure that's included when whoever decides that you want to go with. Because he wished he wouldn't have done it. Those are big ditches they dig through there. And they're trying to isolate it so they can kill it within itself. Yeah, eventually it's gonna die. But you have to, we took all ours out and we didn't have no more problems. They didn't kill any of the other trees. All the oaks that died, and it was going towards them, but it didn't. It made a mess, that's all.
And it didn't stop killing the trees?
Well, once it's in the roots, that's why they're trying to dig around it so they can try to keep it on the island. But it's inevitable, they're all gonna die, that's what they're trying to do. So they're gonna have to take them out anyway.
Well, from what I understood from him, it's not as wide a trench as you're describing. That
It was pretty deep. Well, anyway, I just know that they tore it
Yeah.
up, and then it's
Well,
deep.
Yeah, it's very deep, but
And does Parcel not own the equipment? Is that what you're saying? They only have it for
DNR has the
questions?
I just concerned about getting it cleaned up.
grants
for
and
you.
Yeah.
use their equipment. They parcel it out, and they have,
They have rights.
yeah, they have some rights to it.
Dayton?
He's gonna leave some of them there, and he says, no cleanup, on that 10-foot, it's a 10-foot wide and 8-foot high, zone that they would trench through. So 10 feet wide, but there's already, the part that he would be trenching through is already got a clear space in it.
How's that gonna impact the park? I mean, the walking trail?
It's
The walk-
not near any of the walking trails. Walking trails are back there.
It's a deep trench.
It's a deep trench, no, but it's not where the walking, it's where you come in, I don't know how many people have actually been to the park, but when you come in the entrance to the parking lot, it's on the, mostly all on the right-hand side before you get to the parking lot. So,
Is there a safety issue if someone walks off the path?
That's what I was wondering
no,
too.
not right now.
Well, if you dig a trench.
Dayton, just
Oh,
speak.
Well, they, yeah.
It's my understanding
Apparently-
of how a ditch witch or trencher works. I mean, you need to clear a path so it can run through, but it's gonna go into the ground,
Yeah.
cut, and for the most part, I don't think you're gonna see, you know, it's not digging a trench 5 feet deep that you're gonna be able to look at. There's just like a giant chainsaw going down.
It's like the ditch witches that are working on the cable, so.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a backhoe. They're gonna use a huge backhoe. Yeah.
They call it a ditch witch. That's what they call it.
No, this is a,
I think we need to find more out.
they're gonna have to, make it wide enough so they can make sure all the roots in between the two places are gone. Well, that's the idea, so that's why they gotta go so deep. So they cut out an 8 or 10 feet wide trench to do that. That's what this is about.
Okay.
This is not,
That's what they did next to my neighbor's.
okay,
Right.
that's not what he's saying he's gonna do.
So we need to find out, if it is a trench, how wide, how deep, because there are certain safety guidelines that are gonna have to be in place, i.e. barricades all the way around it also. 2, this is on the township property, even though it's not on the walking path, if people wander off and fall into this, that's on the township.
Yeah.
Right, I agree.
So everything, and that has, if you're gonna leave any kind of hole, I don't care how big it is, it needs to be marked. So if you're talking 1,000 foot of trench, then you need
Yeah,
1,000
foot of fence.
barricades or the snow fencing that goes around it and the stakes and all that. I mean, yes, we're here to help save it, but we need to find out, is it a trench like you're thinking, is it a trench like he's thinking, is it a trench like I'm thinking?
Right.
And then go from there.
Yeah.
And-
Right.
And also, right, and also, I know this sounds horrible, but I don't know which is worse. Like, do we spend tens of thousands and tens of thousands of dollars on trying to save these trees and we're gonna lose them no matter what? Like, what kind of odds do we have? I mean, and I love oak trees, don't get me wrong, and I'd love to save them if I knew that. I mean, how much money are we willing to spend to try to save them is my question, because if we have no idea what the percentage of chance that this is even gonna work is, seems like a lot of money.
Well,
That makes sense.
he made it sound like there's a pretty good chance that we can stop it.
He just said they lost all of theirs anyway, so I'm just,
Well,
Well, we'll probably
I-
use the
yeah.
ones that are already contaminated, but the idea is to stop the spread going elsewhere. But we can't control the people who live around the
well,
park,
exactly,
so
and so if
that's,
they're not, then they're
that's
gonna,
the,
still gonna blow in the air to
that's
there.
right, yeah.
All right.
So
So
I think we need, we need more info.
what more info
I
do you
can't
need her
answer
to
that
get?
question. I can't
Right.
answer
Yeah.
what
Right.
it's worth. I know what it's worth to me to save a bunch of trees.
Right,
That park is oak trees and white pine, so you have to decide whether you want the park to look like a clear cut, or, which is what it'll look like if we have to cut down every tree eventually, but, or do we try to confine the damage to the corner that it's in right now and stop it from moving any further, which, he seems to think would work.
You can't disagree, but I think to Teresa's point, if we spend the money, which if it saves the tree and we're 100% sure that it's gonna save them for the next 30 years, 20 years, 10 years,
Nobody can be that,
then it's,
No.
well,
right,
nobody can do that.
but that's the whole, I think that's
right. If
the
we-
core of
if
the
we-
point. If, you know, there's 20% chance of saving them long-term, is it worth the expense? If it's 97% chance of saving them long-term, absolutely it's worth the expense.
Well-
So,
Well, and most importantly, like Dayton said, we need to find out the safety of the trench. I mean, that we do have to do.
Yeah.
Well, that's not hard to do. That would be easy to find that out.
Well, it says it's 5 foot deep.
My understanding
Yeah,
is
but
the
how
trench
wide?
is not very wide itself. What's wide is, getting the equipment in there. They need a 10-foot place to be able to drive that equipment. I mean, you've all seen these ditch witches sitting around the road. That's what they use. That's what he sounds like.
All right.
That's what the DNR offers you.
I make a motion, we approve 2 park benches and tree tags for a total, we'll just make it not to exceed $900. And then we'll look more into trenching.
Okay,
Second,
I would like to question again, which we talked about at the last board meeting. Why are we buying, and no offense here, why are we buying new additional benches for a park that isn't, to my knowledge, regularly used when we still have several completely broken, unsafe benches at the Lake Ann Park? If we're ordering new benches, we should be replacing those benches too.
I wouldn't argue about that.
Well,
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, this is ridiculous. We're only putting money into this park and we have a park that's broken and people are, regularly using that park and it's unsafe.
do you know how many benches are broken?
I know of at least 3. And so we would probably have to go for a walk around there to count them all. There are at least 3 and there is a walking path there that there probably could actually use additional benches. Maybe you could go walk it because you're a good judge at that. But it's ridiculous that we're not repairing those or replacing them.
I agree to that.
Yeah. Thank you.
So can I just ask, I mean, I can wait on the benches, I don't really.
No, I'm not saying
We
no.
got-
I'm saying
No,
we
I
should
think
order,
we should add
maybe
some-
we can get a discount for ordering more and fixing the broken ones at the same time.
Could order some more of those nice ones with the backs on
Mhm.
them.
I think we should.
We got 2 of them over there and they really are very nice.
You remember the cost on those?
Rose can tell you, she's roasted.
Rough
Sure.
guesstimate?
The price has probably gone up since we did it because.
Did, because it went up a week after I called. Our max was $2,000.
We had 2,000 and we were only able to afford 4 benches, I don't know, two with
We
backs.
came to 18 something. This is the shipping costs.
I know for certain that there are 2 benches there that are broken that do currently have backs.
Uh-huh.
And I'm pretty sure well, it could be broken off, but I don't know that the other one has a back.
All right.
And I don't know how many other would be needed there.
Well, we could table the benches till the next meeting.
It'd be nice to get them up before winter.
Well, or we
I
could.
think 8 benches
You
for
all
the other
could
part?
just vote to
I
get
don't know if
those
we need that
benches
many,
for both
but-
parks,
We could say,
put a lid on it.
say 2 benches with backs and 4 none, and we could put,
Yeah,
and then we could add more next year to there too.
Okay.
well, sounds good.
All right, so
Then
you're
we
making
can
an
vote on
amendment
this one
to
and
make it,
Since this
or,
is for,
yeah, let's just
let's
This
just
is
vote
for
on this
Lamb
one.
Road.
vote on this one and then we can make a
So
motion to
no,
buy
for
benches for the
Inland
other
Park.
part.
Yeah.
All right. Julian, roll call.
Brower,
Yes.
Miller. This is for just Lamb Road Park.
Oh, but yes.
Zelinski,
Yes.
Worth, yes, Davis?
Yes. Motion carries.
The motion that we buy 2 benches with backs and 2 benches without backs, maybe, for the Lake Ann Road Park.
Is there someone in charge of the lake,
There's a park committee that's
Inland.
supposed to be doing that one too, but I don't know how
We
that's
kind of,
working.
we kind of,
Abandoned it.
well, we didn't abandon it, we just kind of got stalled and couldn't make anything happen.
So
Do you have a second for this motion?
How many, well, you guys know then, because I know that there's 2 with benches or with backs that are broken. I know there's one other one that's near the playground that, how many do you think? And it also needs new picnic tables. Like, you can't even sit there and use them, but that's
I
another
usually,
story.
I walk, I haven't actually noticed the benches, but I will notice, I usually am at
Boards are
a
like
couple,
this.
3 times.
On the seats and on the tabletop.
Do we have a second for the motion?
Well,
Well, just-
do we have an amount for that motion?
Yeah, because if they regularly use the park, then maybe we would like to get more, is all I'm asking.
Could you read the motion again?
Should cost around $2,000 plus, so I would go 2,500 because when I had called them a week later to check on another bench, the price had gone up. I think around like $40 or $50. So that was, we spent just under 19 for the 4 that we got.
Oh, so you want me to amend the price?
No, you didn't put a price in
I
it.
didn't put a price.
No.
No, you did not. And we don't have a second, so,
I can amend.
Read the motion again, please.
so
The motion
she
is-
wanted 2 benches with backs and 2 benches without backs
Okay.
for Lake Ann Road Park.
But I want the plastic recycled.
Yeah.
Right, the
Yeah.
same ones we
Benches.
get for that.
Yeah.
I'll
Not
second
to
that
exceed
motion.
2,500.
Not to exceed,
3,000, you might as well do for shipping for them, if you're gonna do them all. You think?
We got
Whatever.
two, we got 2 with backs and 2 without backs for a little less than 2,000.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay, so we're getting 2 with backs and 2 without for Lake Ann Road Park.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did you get to choose colors?
Yes.
Did you get to choose colors?
They came in green or black or,
So what? I got, brown seats and black
yeah.
bottoms for
Just curious.
the ones I'm just asking for now. The others are all brown.
There was no total price.
I thought we.
We were,
for
we were,
$2,500,
Kim
right?
Han, 25 to 3,000. Okay,
All right. Go ahead and roll call.
so Miller,
Yes.
Zelinski,
Yes.
Worth, yes, and Brower,
yes,
Davis.
Yes.
Okay, can we go, do we just, the tree signs, do we?
The
Yep.
tree size were
We did
included in the
that.
Can we
previous
go back
motion.
to the parcel thing, to the trenching, because I'm afraid we're gonna lose the ability to trench if we wait to the next meeting. It's not gonna happen. We won't have the equipment then.
Well, I don't think we can safely
Well,
do that without, I mean,
Yeah.
could you make the motion in such a way that if we can, confirm that it will be handled safely, that we will, which will not be a hazard?
I'm not okay with doing
Yeah.
that, honestly, because things get pushed through with that actually weren't done properly done when we pre-approved things without being able to talk about it.
Yeah, I'll talk to partials. If for some reason it seems like they're not gonna be able to get it done, we can have a special meeting to approve it. Like if they're gonna lose access to the equipment or whatever, I will get with them tomorrow and just say, show me what it is that you're doing.
Well, I think we also need to know about the injections and other things.
Well, that we can, I don't know, yeah, do you want me to find out more about the injection thing?
Yeah, I mean,
And the light.
Does it go on just the infected trees or does it go in trees that are not
No, it's
infected?
the trees that are healthy.
Goes into the healthy
It
trees.
goes to the healthy trees. So
Okay.
you leave a buffer, Ellie suggested leaving a buffer between the sick trees and the healthy
Mhm.
trees.
That makes sense.
Cutting out, maybe cut out a few healthy trees to make sure that the buffer works, which would be where your trench would go. And then, inject just, the healthy trees that are far enough distance away.
all right.
That's it, that's all I have.
County Commissioner?
And I'm sorry I have to leave. I mean,
That's okay.
should I do this tomorrow morning?
Ready?
Yep.
All right, I'll be brief. I see you already have Art's written report, so I'm just gonna add a few things to that and a couple of notes. And a reminder, he's got on here, the public hearing for our master plan is November 12th. And he mentioned the solid waste containers in Frankfurt. I just wanted to know, everybody probably misses the big cardboard trailer that was over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I doubt we're getting it back. The company that was a separate company that did that and worked with the schools and everything, they're the ones that removed all of, they're supposed to remove them, repair them and put them back, but they haven't been doing that, so we're still trying, but it doesn't look good for those. And we're now contracting with a service to run our solid waste department because the state has called for a new update of everybody's solid waste plans, so we're working with Grand Traverse and Leelanau, possibly partnering with them on that. And I wanted to remind everybody again about the Register of Deeds office having the free property fraud protection. You can get it on the website or right at their office. There's been a lot of the property fraud going on. At the Register of Deeds office, and it's on their website as well.
We have flyers out by the door there too.
And then Art mentioned that our maintenance coordinator, Rick Morris, is retired, so we're gonna be filling that position of a maintenance manager. And also looking to hire somebody as an IT person within the county building. Our audit is beginning this month, and the communications tower is finally being constructed. And just a reminder of the jail and EMS villages that are coming up, make sure we vote on those.
Evan, can you explain what corridor taxing authority is all about?
Nope, I certainly can't.
Okay.
That's something that they're looking to do in the Village of Honor, and yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
He didn't discuss it more than saying that that's what they're looking into, so.
okay. It's
There's-
called
The
corridor
Village of Honor is
taxing authority.
developing the corridor taxing authority.
The cardboard trailers probably aren't coming back, at least from that company, because,
Probably.
no, because their trucks are no longer can be on the roads due to some, laws of updating their equipment. They can't really afford to do that, with my understanding, yeah. So I don't know who is doing it, but I don't think they're even, the schools are even
Initially,
looking for a new
they were
person.
making money initially too with the amount they were getting
Right.
for cardboard. And that price has drastically dropped what they were getting for it, so it wasn't making sense for them to repair their.
Yeah, exactly,
Because they were losing.
exactly.
Was
So
the school getting any benefit?
school got no money from it. Well, they did for a short
They did
time,
when they-
yeah,
they
from the
did.
one at the high school. They got a little, some of their, maybe the science, was it science got it?
I don't recall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Last month, we ran 17 calls. That's in packet. There was 10 medicals, a bunch of it from a building fire, a couple brush fires, some other stuff, ins and out. No one found it. Once we got there, there was the cars on. So it was somebody on the side of the road, something over the wheels when we got there. All when the cops got there. So, that's that. I also threw in your packet, the sheet that's got all emergency plug on it. It's one thing that I've been researching in reference to emergency, not emergency vehicles, but electric vehicles. What it is, it's for accidents. You plug this into the plug. The car actually thinks it's being charged, so it won't move. I witnessed this firsthand over the weekend. There was an accident right in front of my parents' house. I had dealt with a Tesla. The guy was in there, they were getting ready to get the guy out, they had one of these, they plugged it in. When they were getting ready to get the guy out, the guy had a seizure and his leg went stomped down on the gas pedal, the car didn't move. If they didn't have this plug, the car would have just took off with the people inside of it. So, I've been researching it. It's not been on the back burner, but I wanted to find out more things, gone to more, electric vehicle classes to see if this is, well, I witnessed it firsthand, so I'd like to use, some monies to at least get one out of the 402 fund.
All right. I make a motion that we approve. Does this have shipping or tax or anything?
There's no tax on it, there would probably be some shipping.
All right, purchase of the emergency plug, not to exceed $950.
You make it
Yeah, I don't know what.
All right, make it
Yeah.
1,000.
Yeah. Or just plus shipping.
All right, yeah, $925 plus shipping.
There you go.
Are they gonna charge you?
No, he said tax free.
From the 402 fund?
Yeah.
I'll second.
And lithium-ion batteries, I've been doing a lot of
Well,
research.
we got to vote on this real quick. Go ahead and roll call.
Brower,
Yes.
Miller, Zelinski,
Yes.
Worth, yes, Davis.
Yes. Motion carries. All right, go ahead, sorry.
Been doing a lot of research on lithium batteries, these electric vehicles, stuff like that. Went to another training over the weekend downstate. And then Saturday, we were involved in one. I wasn't around, assistant chief handled everything. There was a fire inside East Bay Auto Parts. They had a lithium battery from a vehicle sitting on the shelf, been there for 2 years. It decided to catch on fire. Well, it got hot.
Yeah.
The wood underneath caught on fire. So they're now removing them from their building. So they're gonna store them someplace else, but it's a huge thing. Do you put water on it? Do you not? Car fires with electric vehicles, we've talked about over 60,000 gallons.
Mm.
Now they're saying let it burn.
Oh, wow.
Now, it puts a lot of toxic air
Yeah.
in the air, but also 60,000 gallons of water on this mixes with the lithium ion stuff. Now you got 60,000 gallons of water that's going into the ground or trying to, so there's this big toss up between what's best and what's not. So trying to do more research. They have the fire blankets for lithium ion battery fires and all that stuff. They're good and they're bad. There's pros and cons to it all. So I'm trying to do more research and find out what's going to be best for our department on how we handle things.
Stop using lithium batteries.
But they're everywhere.
I know they are.
We have them for our equipment. So
It's in your phone.
Phones,
your
cameras,
phone,
everything.
I mean, the car fire started because of a cell phone was charging the car and caught the fire too. So it's just, it's a work in progress and we're trying. We got 10 cases of water donated to us by Tom's in Interlaken.
Oh, nice.
They always have their emergency services thing on a Sunday, which was last Sunday, and they donated water. So the Green Lake chief. I'm also in the middle of proposing a grant back to Ice Mountain, where we got our last huge donation of water that lasted us 4 years. So I'm in the process of going through that also to see.
Cool.
It just takes time and the truck and the trailer to go down and get the big shipment of water and bring it back out here. So that gets approved, which they 9 times out of 10 approve everybody. Because that was part of their deal with the township that they're in down there in Everett, I think. Other than that.
What about this strike? Oh, that's association.
Fire Association.
Association, right.
So, you guys have a copy, don't you?
Yep.
Mhm.
So this is what we want to spend our money on for the fire department. Items that are needed. And it should pretty much get all up by $200. I haven't had one of these in 3 months, so I wasn't sure how much we had. These are the estimates. What would you like to do with the money?
I'm a little confused on the second page, the McQueen thing. Is that still part of the striker thing, or is that two separate things that you're thinking of purchasing?
Two separate things.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Because the AEDs will be replaced anyways. So instead of it coming out of the fund for the fire association.
Okay, I move that we approve the fire association to purchase from Stryker the equipment listed here for a grand total of $8,120.92. That includes shipping. I'm just doing one at a time.
I'll second.
I just want to make sure that we're all aware of this fact, and I truly want to give the fire association their money. I do.
when Rose and I met with Manor Custodian, who's advising us on the laws and the legality of doing all that, they recommended that we not purchase things for the fire association, that the fire association get their nonprofit status set up and we write a check. Because just as the same thing with the horse thing, technically it's not legal for us to write a check. It's not legal for us to purchase things for a nonprofit organization. They said that because we have been doing it for so long, that it's kind of one of those things where we can ask for forgiveness and let them know that we're just trying to make it right, that we've been improperly running for several years. So I mean, I don't know what.
You're not writing it, you're purchasing stuff for the fire department.
But we're donating then that equipment, that is not for the I mean, I know, I'm just saying that's what we were told. Not to eat up the money by purchasing things, to just cut ties and write a check. That's what they advised us to do. And then you go make your own purchase. That's what they advised us to do. So I don't know what the answer is here. Is anybody working on doing that? Starting a nonprofit?
I just want the items for the fire department. Why should I pay?
You're not arguing.
Can we request that, can they request that the
I'm not
money
an
be
attorney.
moved?
I'm just telling you what we're told.
They're just moving thoughts around. Request that the money be moved into the fire department fund.
Well, we should probably
I
check.
mean, that's a thought. And then the fire department can go ahead and purchase what they want with the money.
It is a thought, and it's a great way to solve it, and I'm happy to do that. I think we just need to make sure that that's the right way to do it. It sounds like it's a great way.
Sounds like it's a great way, and I think we need to do it whatever way we do it, and maybe there are multiple right ways to do it. I don't see any problem with tabling this until next month.
So we are not gonna keep the association going. So we just wanna do our
Okay.
purchases.
Okay,
I'm not gonna do a 501.
Understood. Understood. I'm just saying, I think we should table it and get final advice from our attorney or Manor Custodian. The best way to do this, to execute this, let's do it.
And on this one,
let's
I'm
do it the
happy
right way.
to do this one, like, let's purchase this equipment with the approval of them if we move the money to the fire department. I mean, I'm happy to, make a motion to.
Then chief can go ahead and buy the stuff with that money.
Exactly, so I don't know how you want to word that, but I just think it's important that we talk to the attorney and we talk to Manor Custodian and make sure that we've done it correctly.
On that call because I asked to be in on the other ones and was left out. And then to do the association.
So
We had a special meeting, I know that, and I thought you were invited.
No,
Well,
it's not.
it was posted everywhere. The special meeting was posted, so I'm sorry. I guess I didn't know who was gonna handle letting you know.
So would it benefit us to make a motion to speak to the attorney? And if it is a go from the attorney to go ahead and just do it,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
once, instead of waiting till next
Yeah,
meeting?
Right, and let's us, well, we should also check with Manor Custodian, who's the ones who advised us to do it. And that's why the people that were in our meeting, so.
Check with Manor first and carry that to the attorney and let the attorney.
And then we can do
If
it as
you-
quickly as possible without having to
Exactly.
wait.
If the attorney gives his thumbs up on it, yeah.
Soon are we gonna do this? Because I'd like it done before the next.
It would be, Janice, we would call and we would
Dave.
speak to the accounting firm and get their 2 cents and then verify. If we need it, we would have to verify with the attorney possibly. And then once we've spoke to those two, then with the motion that we would like to make, the money we would automatically just go ahead and transfer to the
Right.
fire department.
And then we would
And chief can.
approve these we can put in the motion that these purchases are approved as soon as the money is transferred to the fire department.
And then he can purchase them.
And I want to be in on that call.
Okay.
I do think that just even calling Manor Custodian and doing it, if they.
It
say
might,
yes,
it
we're
might
probably
just
good.
be
Yeah,
all that it is. But
Yeah,
if they
we're
say,
probably
call
good.
your attorney for whatever, then we would have that
Yeah.
all set, I think, to cover that.
So,
We just,
What's the motion?
we just,
got lost there.
we can, well, if we don't vote on it, we don't vote on it.
Yeah, we don't vote,
yeah,
it
we
dies.
have to
fails.
vote on it.
It
We
dies.
can just, let's just,
And we can,
not telling people to vote, but we can just vote it
Well-
down real quick and then make it the new motion.
There you go.
okay, if that's, if we can do that, yeah.
Was there a second done to the motion?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, Brower,
No.
Miller,
No,
Zelinski,
No,
Worth, no, Davis.
No. Motion fails. All right.
okay. Now whoever makes the motion, we might as well include both of them.
I'll make a motion that we purchase the two items that the fire department and fire association would like to purchase if we get approval to move the money to the fire department from Manor Custodian.
It's not just two items.
Oh,
There's
I'm
this
sorry.
back page too.
Yep, two
All right, well,
invoices.
Mary was splitting
I'm
them.
sorry.
Yeah. The two,
Two invoices.
So,
All right.
Reference them as the striker and the invoices.
How about this?
Or
You
with
say.
their numbers.
Go ahead.
what's this items?
Are we restating this?
Yeah, we're starting over.
I move that we purchase the items on the striker invoice, or I'm sorry, striker quote number. You've got the quote number that you can put in. 109902288 in the McQueen. It's gotta have a number someplace.
It just
Well,
says
it's just
purchase
fire
order
truck.
quote. That's
Estimate
all it is.
number in the far right.
Salesman, estimate number 027098.
Yeah.
In front of that too, it's on two different lines. Pending advice from Manor Custodian.
And the attorney.
And one,
And the attorney.
And our-
and the attorney if so recommended.
with the price.
To move the money into the fire department fund.
Yes.
Do
Sure.
we need a total?
No.
No, they're on the invoice. They're on the,
So we're gonna purchase the items from Stryker quote number and McQueen estimate number pending Manor Custodian and attorney to move the funds into the fire department.
that works.
That was just
So
a
what-
gist of
That
what.
work with you?
Just remember, I want to be on the call.
Yep.
I don't know who's making the call, so I don't know how to.
I'll be
okay.
calling tomorrow. I'll get a hold of you to
Who seconded that?
set up the time.
You said-
I will second.
Okay, I didn't know if I
Yep.
missed that. I would listen, but.
Go ahead and roll call.
Zelinski,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Worth, yes, Brower,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes. Motion carries. All right. Planning Commission.
We met on September 18th at 6 o'clock, and we're meeting next Monday at 21st here at 6 o'clock. We're still working on our zoning ordinances and trying to clean up some of our definitions that are a little loose and difficult to understand, so we want to make it more compact. So
Where are you guys on the master plan?
We're still waiting to start with North.
We haven't heard from Networks.
What is it?
Networks Northwest.
I always say it wrong. Networks Northwest.
You haven't heard from them?
Mm-mm.
They said fall, and
Yeah.
it's just now fall.
Okay. All right, event committee.
Anastasia.
The events committee would like to be able to, buy some signage, parking signage, like events with some hours. Budget up to $170.
Make the motion that we approve the event committee to purchase signs up to $170.
170 or
170.
172?
170.
170, I heard.
I'll second.
Go ahead and roll call.
Well, do we want to talk? Or who's gonna
Oh,
place the order?
Okay.
Yeah,
And what about trees? Or you want to, we can do separate one.
I was going to do separate, yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. So how are we gonna pay for that? Let her order through
Usually
you?
they turn the
Okay.
receipts in, unless she brings, where are you purchasing them from?
So we're still debating on two different vendor. One will be Amazon, but it will be more generic. And one will be a local vendor.
Okay, now I know with Amazon in the past, we've gone with whoever has Prime because it's free shipping.
Right.
And that usually saved us more money than the tax that we would have to pay.
I can do that.
So that was with Prime. Now, depending on the local vendor, all they would need is our federal ID tax number.
Yep.
Usually is what they request you to bring in with the purchase.
We need to verify that tax ID number, because she said the one she had didn't work at Myers.
Yeah, and I can't figure out why. She gave me the number I gave her and it was like, that's,
All right.
And the second thing, so we're still working
Uh,
on
We have to
Oh,
vote.
sorry.
Go ahead and roll call.
Brower,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Zelinski,
Yes.
Worth, yes, Davis?
Yes. Carries.
So we're still working on the Hits Parade Halloween event. It's gonna be held on November 2nd at the park. And we already have a few prizes and baskets that were given by Pet Store. So we're gonna be okay with all those prizes things. But we also like to handle some candies. So we're trying to get donation from stores, but just in case the events committee would like to have up to $200 to spend on candies for the kids.
Yeah, I'll move to allow the event committee to purchase candy up to $200 for their Halloween parade.
Second.
Any discussion? Go
I'm good with that.
Go ahead and roll call.
It's distracting.
We all know what candy's for. Okay, Brower,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Zelinski,
Yes.
Worth, yes, Davis.
Yes. Motion carries. All right, website committee.
All right. Tried to get the camera, the new camera is working. Couldn't get the new camera to work with YouTube Live. And I apologize to Cami Freeman.
Cam, oh yeah.
Some of her information was a little bit off. I am not an expert on PCs, and the donated PC that we have from Ryan is a nice stopgap, but I spent a couple of days trying to figure out how to get the camera to work with YouTube. Couldn't. He travels a lot, and it was available last Friday. I looked on the website, didn't see any rentals for the space. Got here at 4 o'clock, not at 3. And we took the laptop into the main office for the first half hour or so, trying to work on it, trying to figure out how, because the issue is there's a camera on the laptop and then there's the external camera, and the system kept switching which one we had selected. Kept going back to the laptop. Anyway, came back in. Obviously, the camera is bolted down, so we had to work there. We were very quiet. We didn't realize we were causing a commotion until Cami arrived, and she arrived after I had taken a phone call. I moved out into the hallway for half an hour, came back in, and Ryan was packing up and moving out. Hadn't realized that we had caused a problem. And while she is big on asking to politely move, I don't know how politely Ryan was asked, but we did leave with, we didn't object to leaving, apologized for any interruption. But, there are a couple of issues with trying to get the camera to work with YouTube. One is we need to talk to our tech guru. Our upload speed is incredibly slow. It's under a megabyte, and we need faster for video. And the laptop, while it looks great and looks like any other laptop computer, sort of, turns out that it's 13 years old.
Oh, let's get a new one.
Well, I think, I haven't thoroughly investigated what all's necessary, but I certainly think that for under $1,000, we can get something that processes a little bit faster, because I was trying to upload videos, not realizing that Ryan had taken them home to upload on faster speed. And it won't complete the process before it shuts down because it's just taking way too long. I mean, I've left it overnight and it just doesn't work. The other thing that occurred to me is the new camera also has an HDMI port, which would support putting a smaller TV screen up under it, so we can see, you know, the picture that's showing up on the laptop itself would also show up, so we could see and actually control the camera from the board. And again, I haven't thoroughly researched it, but the last time I was at Costco, like a 40-inch TV is like $200, which is not much. So I will come back next month with a stronger recommendation of exactly, you know, proposing something to replace and add on to some equipment. The other thing that would be nice in cleaning everything up would be to get a proper contractor, electrician, carpenter to come in to, you know, put the proper outlets in so that it just is sitting on the wall as opposed to draped across.
I was wondering, and it might even help the upload speed if we just ran it through the wall, because I mean, that's where our server and everything is.
Okay.
And we'd be able to plug hardwired in as opposed to using the wireless.
That
I
would
mean,
be, that would be a technical question.
Yeah.
There's also the
Got 5.86. I don't know what it was.
okay.
upload.
Yep.
Not,
Download at 90, upload at 5.86.
well,
Time of day makes
we
a
can
big difference.
probably change that a little bit, but it's also there's, I don't know what the password for the private server is. It's currently running off the public. So,
Right, that's what I was on too.
well, I was getting,
But direct wired will a lot.
that should help. So, we'll check into that, and
We need to
we
get
know some local electricians that might be able to help
with,
me.
GT, who installed that? Grant Travers
Install what?
or,
The rack and the cameras.
And the
with
server.
Traverse Mobile, but
okay.
Intercom does all.
Intercom can do that, yeah.
The only other thing to add is the Pet Parade form is available on the new website. As soon as Pet Parade on November 2nd, that the events committee is just talking about, is available on the new website. And
That's what this stuff.
hopefully when we get some of these things settled, we'll be able to unplug the old one.
Yeah, which brings me to, are you done? Because the old one. So I have not been putting things up on the old website, which led to part of the problem with the walking into this room this weekend. One, I haven't done it in so very long, I don't really remember, so I'm gonna have to call the company because I took my hands completely out of that a while back. But two, I need to get the information to put up there, so I need the minutes given to me in PDF, if I could get them that way.
For the new website?
Well, as of now, for both of them, I'm gonna put them on both of them, because I have had several people say to me, they're upset that they're not on there, so I need to get.
They're on there. I forgot to put them on there. I just forgot to move them. So I did it Friday.
They're on the new website too?
I can't do the new website.
Well, that's what I'm saying, so I need a PDF copy so I can, because you said you weren't gonna do the website anymore.
No. So we have a share thing that I have no idea how to use,
You just open it up.
that
Files are there.
they would go into to share to whoever puts it
Oh,
on.
so you're putting them in there?
No. Is that what no one's talked to me about the website and how they want me to do things, so I have no
That's a
idea.
great idea.
So is that how that needs to be done and can someone
Well-
assist
Yeah, we
me
can
with-
do that and I'll show you how to
with
do it.
technology?
Why don't we do that, so we can have the discussion outside of the board
Well-
meeting, so that
Yeah,
But on the other hand, it would maybe be nice if it's a PDF and you gotta load it somewhere, it'd be kind of, I mean, it'd be nice to put it there, but if you could
pass it along.
pass along that you've done that so that because I may not think to check there every day. You know what I'm saying? So if you just say, drop a note, say, hey, I just uploaded this that'd be great.
For the share?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to
Okay,
show me how to do, I think I know how to do it, but I'd rather someone else
yeah, I can show you.
help with that, just in case.
All right, that was it.
Okay.
Because I would like to get back to keeping that up to date, but I need those things to get them up there.
So hopefully next month we won't have to deal with this other website, with the old website.
I think we probably need one more after that because we have to put some more notes on there.
We'll see.
A lot of people still don't know about the new one.
They'll know about the new one.
Well, I think there's
The old one.
there's a way you can direct them
You
from.
can,
yeah, like an auto direct, but. All right,
but yeah, we can figure that out.
land committee. I talked to the guy at Eagle. They have not gotten out there to do the samples yet, but it's on their list to do shortly.
So should we have a meeting before that and go check out that other property, or should we wait?
I mean, we can, I don't,
Is it just a waste of a meeting?
yeah, I mean, I'm not sure the rest of the board.
Stanley Road.
I think we should probably just sell that. Cause, yeah, I mean, it's back behind a house. We're not gonna do anything township wise with it that I can think of, but
How big is it?
7.5 acres.
Okay,
Is that a tax?
yes,
So we have to sell it for.
for what we paid.
No,
No,
the laws changed.
When did it change? Ooh.
I don't know, but I don't know exactly when it changed, but at MTA, like last year, they told us that law changed and you can now make a profit on that.
yeah, the lawyer said it's our fiduciary duty to get fair market value. So,
Okay,
Do we need to have a meeting with the land committee to recommend that?
can, yeah.
or we just,
Do we have to make it legit, or can?
or we just
Yeah, I
recommend
don't
it
think
here.
so. I
Do
mean,
you do you want another meeting?
Did we purchase or propose purchasing a bunch of trees for that property? Like,
At one time, there was talk of
we
that.
had talked about it, but we had never
never,
made a motion to purchase anything.
I have no problem getting, and
Do we want to make a motion to have the land committee pursue selling that property?
the land committee had,
I don't think.
Because
we
they
did
gotta
both.
come
They
back
just
to us.
Yeah.
Tell the land committee to go figure out what the property's worth and
Yeah.
recommend it sale.
Evan, call a realtor.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
are you a realtor?
Then we'll figure out the next step.
Yeah.
All right.
Which property is that? Right on the corner?
No, it's on Stanley Road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like, it's a flag shape, so there's like an easement and then 7.5 acres of land.
So what about the 30 acres?
That's, we're still waiting on the land testing on that. We're on their list of, as they go around doing them, but they don't have a hard date for me yet. Zoning has their report here. 2 single-family dwellings, 1 addition, 1 accessory building, 1 sign, 2 land divisions. And then, November 18th is the, planning meeting, and then another one October 21st. Compensation committee, Jen, we did just get the email about scheduling interviews. It came in at like 5:30 tonight, so.
Reaching out to the board members and employees and executive clerks and treasurers and doing a survey on
duties and,
duties and
Oh.
statutory duties and non-statutory duties. And then we come up with a good list of those items. We've been in conversation with them. So, glad we reached out.
yep. Is that all?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were reading something. Finance Committee.
Ted, the chair of the Finance Committee, just wanted to let you know we have two things to present to the board tonight. First of all, there's a community member. He's here tonight, Jeff Stolowski, who's expressed interest in joining the Finance Committee. The Finance Committee met with Jeff. We think that Jeff is a great fit for the committee and would like to recommend to the board that you bring Jeff into the committee. Jeff is here, and Jeff, if you would, just, he'd like to say a few things. He's a longtime member of the community. And
I'm Jeff Stolowski, and
Specifically spell your last name for me.
Stolowski.
Thank you.
You know, I've been, actually I've been self-employed for the last 30 years. I was employed in Dynaco before I moved out here. I've been living out in Ramsey County now for about 35 years. I used to live on the other side of Traverse City. Right, Silver Lake, well, I'm in the process of transitioning out of Silver Lake Auto Sales over here on the corner because it's 57 now. But I like to help the township as much as possible. You know, I know that I know that we need help. And I'll do whatever I can.
All right.
I propose we add Jeff Stolowski to the Finance Committee.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And then the second thing is I passed out to each of you, and then left some copies here for the community. Kind of an at-glance view of the township's finances. What the committee thought is that as we were looking over sometimes upwards of 20 pages of numbers and maybe 7 or 8 different columns, how does the Finance Committee help both the community and the board just with a quick at-glance view of your top-line numbers? So taking a look at that at-glance, from the left-hand side, those are the big buckets, right? So your total budget approved for 24-25 year is $1.18 million. So far, the township's expenditures have been $242,000, or your percent to the budget has been 20.4%. You'll note at the top, it elapsed time. So we're halfway through the fiscal year, we're at 50%. So I think, or the committee thinks this is a good way to look at it. It's kind of colored green, it's in the safe zone. Hey, we're at 20% expenditures versus 50% through the year. Now, there may be some seasonality. The committee recognizes that. There may be some big things coming up in the future there. A road fund or something like that may hit it. The next one down to the left column is the total of all the funds in the township at $2.1 million. And then I just put a little starburst there that's about 1.7 times what the budget is. Now, I know funds can only be spent for certain things, but just kind of a big picture view of it. And then the total investments is a little over $900,000. And then working left to right, the top row there are your big buckets. So the very first one is your 101 general fund. So you can see what your budget is, what you've expended, where you're added a percent to total on your expenses, and what the fund is. And then just so on and so forth, going left to right. So again, the committee just is trying to have something that would be prepared before your board meeting. That way you could take a look at it. And then if you wanted to drill down deeper into each of one of the, either it's the expenditure report or your cash summary report or whatever, then you could do that too. But get out of the gate, we felt this would be one thing that would be helpful to both the board and the community. So it's work in process, open to ideas, either here or one-offs or anything like that. That goes for the community as well. If you have a better way of seeing the numbers, we're happy to do it for you.
It's a great start.
It is, it's great.
With the investments, it only shows the Michigan class, it doesn't show the sweep account, so
It's-
really there's another 400.
But that's, so the way that the sweep account is
Different.
currently is in the line items on the reports, it's part of the general fund. So, but we are, so like we've already moved, as you can see, we've already moved the money from the events out of the budget. So Rose primarily has been working with Anna Custarian to close up some of these smaller accounts that we don't really need. And I have asked Manor specifically to look at the sweep account because it is not set up correctly. It is technically an investment, but it is also part of the general fund. So, it's all general fund money in there. So right now, according to this, it looks like it's under the general fund in here, if we have a 1.77% right now. Does that make sense? On this report, it's underneath the general fund.
Right.
And that's what he made these numbers off of. So he probably, at this time, was, you know, and it's not set up correctly in here, so it needs to be changed, and then we could move it to investments if that's how people want to see it. Make sense?
Oh, I'm just trying to go, because I'm like, well, we're invested more than just the 900.
We do. We have the money in the sweeps account, but it is part of the general fund.
Only account for it once.
Yes, unfortunately.
Right, and yes, I didn't understand that it's still labeled as part of the general fund.
Yeah, it's under, yeah.
Right, whereas Michigan class actually.
Right. I would like it to be its own separate, but right now we've not gotten that far in the corrections in the thing.
Yeah, this is a great first step.
No, it looks great. This is an easy way to read it. Great.
It's been some good collaboration with the other committee members, so.
Don't ever let it get read. Okay?
The board will be first to know.
All right, and then we have a assessor report. We're good. What's that? Yeah, does everybody have a copy of it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we will move on to unfinished business. I just wrote up a rough draft of a sign policy that we voted on last month that we wanted. Anybody can let me know if this is what everybody was thinking or changes, anything like that. This was just start off of what I had in mind.
Too many computers here to find it. Give me a minute. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
My only question, I don't know, I do know that there's a time required by law to hold on to them. Is that 10 days? If you remove
I
them
think
from
it's
somebody?
8.
Okay. We should make sure that that's correct.
Yeah, I'll double check that.
What about the ballot proposal? Is there something about ballot proposal? I know.
Well, sometimes they put up signs that say, you know,
Oh, yeah.
vote
Okay.
yes on
for-
Prop
gotcha.
1 or.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Looks good to me.
Yeah, I think as long as we know that that 10 days is correct.
All right,
That's
yeah, I'll
great.
double check that, but I'm pretty sure it was 8.
Do we need a excuse me, do we need a motion to put this into effect?
Technically, it went into effect last month.
Yeah.
This is just clear
Oh.
definition.
Yeah, here,
Yeah, we
it was,
approved it.
moved for a policy stating that campaign signs shall be placed on the property.
Gotcha.
So we approved a policy for it, we just didn't have it written out.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Okay.
Is Manor Custerison keeps moving forward, you know, whether it's compensation committee or whatever, you know, something to note of. Good policy.
All right, and then assessor contract.
Did we hear back?
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Oh, wait, never mind, sorry.
Did
Look-
we hear?
I have not heard from him,
Mhm.
the lawyer.
We met with the attorney a couple of weeks ago. He had not seen some of the material that was presented back in May regarding statutes and state constitution and MTA stuff. So it's been 6 months and supposedly he's been working on it. I would like to hear what he has to say, and similar to the horse rescue and the issue of the 2%. I feel like we've got our tail hanging in an open door. If the door closes, our tail could get caught. You know, if he is confident that it's just fine the way it was signed, even though no changes were made, though we're supposed to be making changes. If he can put on his letterhead a legal opinion that we're just fine, I'm okay with it, because then it's not just our tail that gets caught, his too.
All right, I'll reach back out to him tomorrow and see. Well, I'm gonna talk to him about
Number of things.
but I will hit on that again. All right,
Seems to be kind of dragging on a little bit. 6 months, we should have had it figured out.
all right, MTA conference.
I'm sorry, because I became unprepared because I was looking at it, so I knew the deadline to apply, and I did that, then bring it with me. There's an MTA conference coming geared just towards treasures that I would really like to attend. There is also a new book that, oh, I'm sorry, you have to book by the 12th of November. Will we have time?
Well, no, because our board meeting is on,
I don't have the price of the conference, that's the issue, because I didn't bring the paper with
I-
me, so I apologize.
gosh,
But
I thought it was like,
Is it under $1,000?
no,
I'm not sure.
I
if they
can
Say
do it.
no.
I can check.
Under-
Go ahead and keep talking, I'll check.
Right, so there's a new book published in 2024 for treasurers with some new things in there that I would like to go and purchase that book there. You get a discount if you're there. And also I would like the per diem and the mileage to attend. And I would also, because the meetings start, like breakfast starts at 8:30 and that, I would like to spend the night before. It's really hard, as you guys know, to get there for the first meetings of the morning. If you have to drive there, you know,
Where
and
is
leave
it?
your house, it's in Gaylord. If you have to leave your house at 4 a.m. I'm used to being up at that time, but still I prefer not to get on the road there at that time.
All right, do you want your deputy to attend also?
I did
or-
ask my deputy if she wanted to attend, and she, I would like her to attend, and I haven't convinced her that she would, I can't make her go. But if I can get her to, yes, I would like for her to come as well.
Okay.
Okay, cost is, before November 12th, it's $130.
For the conference, and it's one day, right, all day? I remember.
And yeah, November 20th. And the book is $34.50.
And is it at the same place?
Gaylord,
Yeah.
probably at, yep, at
Because
Tree
I got a
Tops.
room before this last one and I just paid for it, and I think I paid $94 for the room with taxes and things.
Okay, make a motion, we approve the MTA Treasurers Conference. Hotel fee, mileage and per diem. With the purchase of the book for treasurer and deputy treasurer if she decides to attend.
And if I can, we can share a room, that's fine too.
And one book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We can share a room too. Just trying to save your costs. but I do want 2 beds in the room, so.
Well, sure. That's understandable.
Trying to save money, but not that much.
You should book and we'll reimburse.
Well, no, she can book
Oh.
with the registration
Oh,
to their
okay.
preferred place.
Did he say registration? Because I didn't hear registration.
I said pay for the MPA conference.
Ah, very good.
I'll second. I can talk. But
I think
we
we
got-
you're out of mileage money, so
Well, that's just a budget transfer.
you have to tell me, you're gonna have to figure out how much to let Dave know so that we can know how much you want transfer for the remainder of the fiscal year.
Okay, well,
So
yeah,
make
we
a-
can figure that out later.
All right, go in roll call.
Brower,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Zelinski,
Yes.
Worth, yes, Davis.
Yes, motion carries. All right, MDOT good faith offers. This is for 2 of the township properties. It is the corner of Lake Ann and 31, where they want to grade in some, and then the 2 driveways at the cemetery.
Which cemetery?
Inland.
Inland.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you say some, are we talking
It-
how much room?
That's that dark stuff that they got. It's how far they're gonna dig in.
Yeah,
Why do they want to do that at the cemeteries though?
Because they're gonna be widening it to put in that third lane, so they've got to come back,
Oh, that's right.
make
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
it's,
We
So-
have some lots kind of close there,
yeah,
so
we do.
we'll have
We're
to
gonna
make
have to
sure.
check and make sure that they're not gonna be in trouble.
Yes.
Dayton, Evan.
Sorry.
It's just honestly, like, it's distracting, and also at the last 2 board meetings, there's been people in the public that have complained that they can't hear when there's so much chatting behind them going on.
So if I could see, I'll probably have to take that picture you have. It's bigger and easier to read.
Yeah, well, the other paperwork had the,
And give that to Bob and have him check those lots out there on the east
Right.
side of the drive.
yeah.
I think this is all pretty perfunctory and MDOT is gonna do what MDOT wants.
I know.
to do,
Right.
period.
But I just want to make sure the grave
Yeah,
sites are good.
I mean-
the headstones will be,
We can deny this and they can eminent domain it, but,
I know, I know.
They're not going to.
yeah.
Can we
Full-
discuss
full
the
those.
cost with them? For the price?
I don't think so. I don't think that's discussable.
I know, it seems crazy low.
We could spend several $1,000s getting them to
Right.
raise it $25. I mean, it's just, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. This is perfunctory stuff.
And if we don't like it, they'll condemn it and take it.
I don't know why they don't take the
That's
other
really
side of the road instead of the cemetery.
remind
side.
they're doing
ours?
both.
And more
I
private property.
propose that we accept the proposals as submitted.
I will second.
Okay. You and I get to sign and have witnesses.
All right, yeah, go ahead and roll call it.
Yep. Worth, yes. Miller,
Yes.
Brower,
Yes.
Zelinski,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes. Motion carries. All right, and then Teresa, you wanted added,
Yeah, so not last but not least, so I'll try to do this really super quick. So we also received a letter from a township resident whom I have actually spoken to on several occasions on the phone as well, who would like to know if there's a possibility that we can get more detailed minutes. And also she has asked me personally and other people as well, if we are ever going to do recorded live stream service, video. We talked about it months and months ago. We were gonna look at prices. We were gonna try to figure out how to do that. I think in this world and the number of people that still can't get here even at 6 o'clock. You know, I know that we've improved greatly, at least the ability to record them, but hopefully there's a way and maybe we can figure that out or hire somebody to help us figure that out, that we can actually live stream them through the equipment that we've already got or add pieces to do it. And I would like that to see that done as soon as possible.
Go ahead.
Isn't the recording that we were talking about
Not
getting
live.
into,
Well,
getting into the internet and
Getting a new laptop, is going to be a big step towards that and either hardwiring to the, server so that upload speed, and then, you know, YouTube is gonna be free, so it's just a matter of making it.
But
but
that's,
that's not live?
that's
Is that
not
what you're
live.
saying?
No, and so the way that it's currently working now, well, unless he can figure out how to make that work. The way that it's working now, we've been at the mercy of Ryan and his availability, which again led to the issues this weekend. So, he is working to teach Jim to upload them. But right now we have some 3-month-old that aren't uploaded because Ryan hadn't had time to do it or get here to do it. So, and even if he gets them done at the end of tonight, then people would like to see them as they're taking
Right.
place.
Yeah.
So they can decide if they should come in their car and say something or not, kind of thing. Just letting you know. But so I think that it would be nice if we can, whatever things we need to do or call Intercom to see about helping get it made so we can live stream them would be great. And also if we could do something, or I don't know if we need to make a motion or if we could do something that, so like public comment, we have at least a brief thing of what they discussed. I can look at her message here for the other things she requested.
In the minutes.
So
Um,
Jim,
Sorry.
remember a while back, I don't know if you were part of that conversation when Ryan said something about he couldn't live stream it on YouTube or something
YouTube.
else because of, I can't remember why you couldn't do that.
Well, we were looking at Zoom, which is most popular, but YouTube has upgraded its stuff in the last year. I mean, there is a way of not only doing it a free streaming on YouTube, but they've also updated so people can text in questions if they want, which is something that I didn't bring up. But we could sit here with a laptop and somebody has a question during public comment, we could take in that public comment, which technically you can't have, during the pandemic, you could have conversations back and forth. Can somebody text in a question? They can certainly do it if there's a friend or family member in the audience, they can say, ask them about, whatever. We can't stop that, but there's some technical issues and there's some quasi-legal issues that we need to look at.
Okay.
Well, I don't think that we should make it where they can ask questions or talk to us. I think it'd be just,
Step at a time.
yeah, we should just make it where they can watch us.
Yeah.
And
That's currently the legal.
well, it might mean, so I don't know, but I just briefly looked at YouTube and we can talk about that more. Too,
Yes.
but,
I think it'd be
might
dependent on getting us a new computer before we
Right.
go do all that
New
stuff.
computer will help. The one thing that I forgot to mention, the camera as it's pointing now, just so people aren't nervous during election periods, it
Oh.
will be parked with its nose down, so.
Let's
the
go put a
lens-
blanket over it because people are complaining about that one, even though I unplug it.
Well, the lens won't be visible, and certainly we're not gonna have, by the election time, we're not gonna have any of the electrical work done, I suspect. It's unplugged, so the little blue light that's on now will not be on.
That'll
So-
still make people nervous, so we'll probably have to cover it.
Yeah, so I says to get a cloth and just
Be-
cover it,
Be careful.
just to say, okay, it's okay.
Just don't be on a ladder.
Don't send us to the cops again over
Right.
that.
Nothing else.
back to with that, the recorded meetings, they have requested, I see that you're recording them. Are you recording the minutes? I mean, it's crazy. I don't know why they do, but some people.
I'm recording the minutes, but I can't transfer a 2-hour meeting to email. Laura and I have
Right.
been trying.
Okay,
It won't allow it to do it. It's too large.
okay. I
So-
just was curious, because I didn't know what we needed to do to make sure all meetings are going forward, both recorded video, both, there's no reason not to, and more detailed minutes provided.
I told her, I said that, thank you, and I would,
Okay. I didn't know if we needed to make a policy or make
I
a
would endeavor,
decision.
I would endeavor to
Okay.
do that. That's what I told her.
Mhm. Any other business to come before the board?
I would like to move to hire Dayton as full-time fire chief and to work out a contract with the supervisor. If he's willing to do that.
You work with supervisor, you do what?
Work on a
Contract.
with the supervisor.
Inappropriate.
I think
That should be on the agenda.
absolutely, and it should not be rushed in at the end of the meeting when half of the people have left. It's highly inappropriate to do it at
Before
this
we
time.
talk about it, we should either hit the second or it dies.
Okay, I'll second it and then we can talk about it.
Now we can talk about it.
The last time that this was brought up, this boardroom was packed with people opposed to that. And absolutely, why when the decision for a salary cannot be up to one person. That's a board issue. That's a budget issue. You can't just say, give that up to the supervisor to work out a contract with him.
I said that.
That's what you said.
They can discuss it, yes, they can work it out, but it still has to come to the board.
I think
before we have any decision on the matter.
I think it's highly inappropriate to do it at the last minute at 8:15 after half of the people in this meeting room has left and hide it off of the agenda. It's just inappropriate.
Well, number one, it's not hidden, it's just something I thought should be
That's something-
addressed.
So is that something you thought just now?
No,
You
this
came to
evening.
you came to the meeting with that as a proposal?
I've been thinking about it, yes.
And I think Teresa's correct. It's
Well-
something that should have been added to the agenda so
Okay.
that it could have been discussed properly. Not opposed to having the discussion, but the way you're presenting it is a surprise to the board and a surprise to the residents. And I don't think that's appropriate.
Okay.
Well, and I think if we're gonna sit down and ever have this discussion, we should also be having a discussion about the need for it. I mean, before we even talk about just throwing a person to a full-time position, where are the numbers? Where's the statistics that the workload has doubled or tripled or that we need that? Where
We
is
get
that?
We get that report every week, every month.
And you
as
have
to
a-
what the
that-
runs are.
Compared to a year ago, compared to 5 years ago, compared to 10 years ago, to the start of the fire department, you have that in this report? I don't.
He's been with us many, many years, and I've seen these reports year after year.
Jim's
after
been here a
year.
few months and I've been here for 2 years. So I don't know that. I don't know why the numbers, I don't know that. And you want me to dig through all of those? It seems like if there's a need, there should be obvious proof of a need, obvious number increase, obvious calls, all of that. Because
If you look at the record, you will see that it goes up.
then you should be
continually.
happy to
Then
provide
You
it.
should have provided it with your proposal.
Exactly.
I mean, it would obviously be an agenda item when the contract was finalized. I don't know if.
Again, there's,
Yeah, I don't know.
why even draw up a contract when
Right.
you don't have any input from the public, when you don't have any input of statistics? Why?
Right. No, you're right. I just am trying to
I
figure
mean,
out.
maybe the numbers have quadrupled and maybe he deserves $100,000 a year, but shouldn't we have something that shows that?
Well, like I say, I have seen it year after year after year going up. I didn't think it was absolutely necessary to bring all the monthly reports back for however many years you wanted to see it. This department has been with us since 2009. And I was part of that group of people that work to get it established. And I've seen, 5 different fire chiefs come through? I think it's 5.
Something like that. I don't know exactly. Prior to me, I can't tell you how many years you had.
Well, that's all well and good, but it doesn't go towards the argument of why we should have a full-time fire chief.
I mean, a few months, I mean, last time we talked about this, Dayton said he put in average, not calls, but as the fire chief, 15 hours a month. So that's a big jump from 15 hours a month to 40 hours a week, because that's what full-time is, without some kind of justification for that. So, I mean, take your vote, but I think it's highly inappropriate.
In the thing, I'm up here more than what I
know
submit money for. So, and I only put in for 20 hours every month. If you look normally on my paycheck, you see that it's mostly, I only put 20 hours of station time. Does everything get done? This is news to me, right? This is coming out, and I can't say that I'll take it because I have a great job now with great benefits and everything. You're seeing in the process, Thompsonville just voted on it. I believe the village, Colfax and Weldon Township just voted on it for their chief to be full-time. They run 87 calls a month, or 87 calls a year that they maintain, because everything that needs to be done does not get done. I can tell you that right now, everything that is supposed to be done does not get done. And no.
We also pay an assistant.
No part-time fire chief gets their stuff done. Sure. That's why a lot of your departments are going at least to a full-time chief. But once again, it all comes down to everything, because I can't say that I would even take it. I'm glad that she wants it and she's offering it, but once again, I can't even say that I even A, want it, or B, is it appropriate for me to take it?
Okay. There are two things I'd like to address. One, if he wasn't even aware that you were making this proposal, I think it's even more highly inappropriate that you made a proposal for somebody that you weren't even aware would or wouldn't take it. You make an excellent point that there are a number of things that you do that you don't report, just like the 3 board members that have office hours are here more usually than their office hours. Sometimes they miss their office hours, sometimes they make it up. But just because it says that there, I can tell you that a number of them work more than just the time posted. If you, and this is part of needing reasoning, not just make a proposal because you think it feels good or because it's happens to be a campaign year. If there are things that you're doing that you're not reporting about, we should hear them. You know, if there's a strong reason for you to be full-time, I'm all ears, and I'm not opposed to the notion if there is a need. But just suggesting it and putting it forward at the last minute of what is already a long meeting is highly inappropriate.
Plus, we have to look at how it impacts the budget, all of those things. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of information that is needed before a decision like that can be made.
Can you record your actual hours?
It's something that is actually coming up
Can you
in the legislature that we're all going to
record
have.
your actual hours? Yeah, we're all gonna have to actually
And
have
I,
hours.
honestly, it would be nice to see that right now for everybody, because that's what the law is gonna require. Like, if you're here Monday 9 till 2, then, and if the firefighters come in, like, show us all the numbers, how many hours, what hours they're gone, how long it takes to go do a call, how much work you put in before and how much work you put in after. All of those numbers would be nice to see.
All the information, it's hard to make a decision.
We still, it's seconded, so we still have to vote.
No,
No, it was
Are we
seconded.
stuck?
it was seconded.
Yeah.
But
Can we amend the motion to start the process of investigation if a full-time fire chief is necessary?
There's no motion needed for
There's
that.
no motion needed for that.
Or just let it, we can make that be known that that's what,
If it's something that you want to work on.
let's start
work
working on that stuff and.
Just go ahead and roll call it so we can get out of here.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Brower,
No.
Miller,
No.
Zelinski,
No,
Worth, no, Davis,
No, it fails.
I don't know. I think
we'll work on it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Got
Well, you have to say it first on your agenda.
No, that's what we were already in.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to, okay. So, I got a call from a very nice lady and I told her that I would have to call her back because I truly don't know the answer to this. She has informed me that she is a Girl Scout troop leader and that she has been told in the past that she can, matter of fact, she has a key, that she can use this building for free of charge because she's in a nonprofit organization. And so I don't see that anywhere in the paperwork or in the policy. And I told her that I needed to get board approval for that, or I needed to clarify that policy before I could give her an answer. I did tell her to come in this time because she had already told all the girls and she already had a key. So I said, come in this past yesterday. But that I needed to get, I couldn't allow that again without knowing that there was a policy in place or a decision made by the board.
Is she a township resident?
She is not a township resident, but a lot of the girls are. She does girls from here and she does girls from the school by Buds.
The reason I ask is we have discrepancies between written procedures and our written policy. In our written policy, it says township facilities can be rented at no cost by township individuals. So if there's somebody in the troop that wants to rent it, our policies say there's no cost.
Right.
You know,
So this was,
We went
I
through
can't
this
remember
with the Boy
how,
Scouts.
we did this, the Girl Scouts, we did this, can't think of how many years ago that was, that they asked if they could use Bendon Hall.
Well, they said they have a key to this door, to this building.
Because what happened was, oh, Nellie. They meet on Sundays for like an hour, and then Nellie started her third hymn sing, so they would come up here for that hour. That's why they were doing this. And this was discussed with the other board to allow them to do that. But now we have learned that this can't be done.
Okay, so then,
Unless they provide it in kind, like the Zumba and the yoga, they give us donation, so to speak.
so
to
she would
use
have
that
to join
building.
the events committee and do a donation, what you're saying.
She could go through the events committee and do that, yes, but it's an in-kind thing. So like they've gone through,
She doesn't have to go through the events committee though.
No.
Here.
We just
but
have to
if
give
she
us
did an
cookies.
in-kind thing, but
Box of cookies
it
a
couldn't
year.
just be a box of cookies because that's only a one-time thing, but it would have to be like, they would have to do something for the township that benefits the township.
And is there a
We need to
policy
do
or
that.
law, or maybe it's this
That's-
something I
that's
should check with
the-
MTA first.
That's what was, didn't you guys go to that one at your MTA conference?
Yeah, but I don't remember them saying that we
We
I mean,
make-
we need a
we-
policy
we make
here
the
before,
policy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to make a policy. And
Right.
we need to change
Can you
the,
add that to the list?
So
for
we
Hannah
need to do
discussion?
that.
Thank you.
But if we take it to the event committee and let the
I
event
don't really
committee,
want to go put that on them either because
I
there's.
think the place to take it is Manor Casterison. We've contracted them to help us with compensation and procedures.
and I
think this is a procedure that they can tackle and
I
they have
think-
contact with a bunch of townships and know
Okay.
better than we do how something should be run.
because they were nonprofit, that's where the previous board had gone and
So
we're doing that.
I just want to make sure that everybody is aware that they're coming here. I'm going to go ahead and give them the okay to continue to do that unless told otherwise by Manor Custodian, but I would like it to be voted on by the board. that that's okay to do.
That I think we're gonna continue to do that until we hear from Anna
I
Costerison,
propose
yeah.
that we allow the Girl Scout troop
I don't.
No,
to continue to use the facility at no cost until Manor Costerison helps us establish a updated policy.
I'll second.
okay. And you do have to roll call that.
Yeah, I know.
If you roll call?
And
Yes,
Lack of money versus
because
grant.
we didn't allow the Boy Scouts to do that previously.
I wasn't
Yeah,
here for
you
that.
weren't here for that, but I was, and the whole thing was that it was a community group, but they still said that they thought if the community was going to be using it, that they should pay rent for their room. So, yeah, it really needs to be checked into as to what would be legally correct.
And then we need to make a good policy
Yeah.
regarding something. I agree.
And I think they would be quite okay with that. We need to vote, okay.
Like, if they didn't have to be member of the event committee, but will have to be volunteer when we're holding events. Then they will serve the community by being a
This is true.
volunteer of the events that we are holding here. And we are struggling a lot to find people to help.
Oh,
So if
I
this
could
could
ask
be
her.
an exchange.
I think that
We
would
could
be,
do that, yeah,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
call her,
Good
or you can call her. That's a great idea. All right, perfect.
because the township has to reap some sort of benefit from the use of the facility that way.
Mhm.
And Girl Scout cookies once a year, he said, no, that doesn't cut it.
No.
But, so my other point regarding this is, so I get this random phone call from this lady who informs me that she has the key to our township hall. Imagine my surprise, because this is the third person who's called me with that same information.
Oh, I can tell you
Some
how
Ben
many
and some
people have a
here.
key, because everybody wanted a key.
Well, the
And I
thing
was
is,
told to give it to them, I'm like,
is there a list somewhere? I mean, at some point, this is rather dangerous.
yeah, I know. Yoga has it, Zumba has it,
We've requested yogas back.
Rose had one, she gave it to
Ryan,
Ryan,
who
gave it
now
to
gave,
you.
yeah.
Nellie has one.
It's easier.
I know, right? Like, I mean, this, yeah.
I didn't want to give a key unless they came and actually physically picked it up
Well-
before each thing, but, oh no, give it to them, that way they,
Well, I don't know who said that because I wasn't involved in that, but maybe we need to actually have people sign out a key going forward. We need to
Yeah.
start something different. We need to policy about giving and who can have keys, and nobody gets a key
we can change that lock and
without
then
a
we can
board
have them do
approval
that.
of them having it.
Yep.
I honestly, at this point, I don't think right now is a good time to change the locks. I think that might be a great idea to do after this election is over. It would be a perfect time.
A way you can prevent the copying of those keys.
Well, there was one company in Traverse, to my knowledge, that had a do not duplicate
Yeah.
base key, and they have now closed their doors. So I don't know if there's anybody
You
else.
can get those etched.
You can get it
Okay.
etched in there, it says do not do.
But some places, I took one,
Yeah.
anonymous, that said do not duplicate, not from here, and I got a duplicate. Nobody really checked it, so.
I've done it at Menards.
When they.
Do not duplicate, you put it in the machine, nobody even looks.
So honestly, what would be better would be to invest into some kind of a security punch code or key fob system that,
The weather, they don't do very well though.
Right.
Well, I think it's a.
Well,
I can investigate locks and bring motions back. Yes, but we still have a motion on the Girl Scouts, so go ahead and roll call.
Brower,
Yes.
Miller,
No.
Zelinski,
yes,
Worth, yes, Davis.
Yes, motion carries.
You can write your name down.
Any other business? we can
no,
put
I'm
forward?
sorry, I forgot to add that one to the beginning.
All right, I will reopen public comment at 8:31.
So, I understand that you went through this company that's suggested what everybody should be. So I think that all committees that have any funds underneath the board should be at a 501c.
Yeah,
I don't understand the point of your question.
It was just her public comment, it wasn't a question.
yeah.
She doesn't need a response.
Okay, I have public comment. I'm not looking for a response.
Good.
This is just personal for me. I'm not a big fan of outsiders coming in, talking about stuff they know nothing about. I'm sad that they left because somewhere they're getting information, deceitful information, and they're spreading lies. Somebody has control over these people, and I respectfully request this individual comes back and apologizes for the lies in public. Publicly come back and apologize to Therese for telling those lies. I respectfully request that. They're gonna come in and make the comment, and it's wrong, apologize. Me, nobody's above the law. You cannot park in a handicapped parking spot for over 2 hours. I called one time, and I called 2 hours later, your car was there. And I don't care who it is. You park out there in that handicapped parking spot or anywhere else, I'll call the cops. My right. That's all I have.
Any other public
And I
comment?
had no problem with that.
Thank you.
That wasn't me.
Whoever it was, I don't care
I
who it
mean,
is.
I had no problem with you calling the cops on me.
Yeah, I don't care.
I didn't have
And they didn't do it, it's all fine.
Why can't you write a ticket?
Can't write a ticket because it's private property.
I got
So
a
we
ticket
have
once
to-
for parking in Myers.
Because it probably could be an ordinance that the township has. So
I
if
was
our
very young.
ordinance, if we have an ordinance about it, it can be.
I thought we weren't having response.
Yeah, we're not.
Okay.
Well, if they don't want a response, but we always,
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
respond all
but
the
we're trying to
time.
get out of here.
Any other public comment? All right, closing public comment at 8:33. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in
Who
favor?
proposed it?
I guess I did.
You said entertain.
It'll work.
8:33.
Yep. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay.
Slap if you did.
I wasn't gonna say, because we're wanting to get out of here, but if you could address that at the next meeting too. There, people have complained, and it is very distracting. It is very stressful and very hard. So ask them to stop talking about themselves.
I absolutely.
No, that's just like the annual, so we just finished our.
I guess what I
issue,
need
so.
is to ask for.
Usually takes about 2 months or. Yeah, we're gonna extend it.
Sorry. I didn't think I was
That's
gonna
what
say that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, because unless they go and change.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
you give me the.
But yeah.
Yeah, you give me
Okay, 2009, I don't have rough.
Yeah.
And just like
For a while and I.
she said she had.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I never got it until tonight.
Right, I'm just saying.
She walked out.
I turned around, there you were, because I was thinking I was gonna. This guy. I texted earlier.
This is my fault too. Green.
But I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. You got those.